What's good? Hope you're having a great Thursday. Well, it's about to get better. Watch a little college football playoffs. Trinidad Chambliss, Mario Cristobal, the coach that has Miami, and Carson Bech, the most underrated football player, quarterback in this draft. Yeah, yeah. It should be good. It should be good. Should be good. But not if you can't hear me. Shit. Well, shit. We're just gonna see here. There he is right there. Carson Bech. Carson Bech in the building. Grim. Grim. What you gonna do this weekend with no Seattle Seahawks playing? What you gonna do, man? Rick, what's good? What's good? Y'all ready for some football? Fix your truck. What's wrong with your truck? What's wrong with your truck? You're kind of far for me to look at a truck. I can't fix it over the phone. It's the national anthem. So my hair might not be all good, but play some football. Let's get it, get it, get it, get it. Let's go. Let's go. Salute to all the vets in the building. All right, man. Who you got? Kid in the building. Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Y'all think Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss pulls it out? Y'all think you think Carson Bech can have a showing over here? Have one of them games against that Ole Miss defense? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I love Trinidad Chambliss. Y'all know I love me some Trinidad Chambliss. Reminds me a lot of that Jackson Dart style. But I think Miami's defense, man. I think Miami, Carson Bech, if he doesn't turn the ball over, I think they got a shot. But you never know. You never know. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Kind of wishy-washy. Wishy-washy. Let me know who y'all got. Let me know in the comments. Y'all got Miami. Do you have Ole Miss? Also, stay tuned at halftime. I'm gonna give you three head coach names that if the Las Vegas Raiders were decide to make the head coach, two of them, I'm sure they're gonna talk to, but they can't talk to until they're knocked out of the playoffs or the Super Bowl, whichever one. So, whichever one comes first. Three names. Stay tuned for halftime. I will give you those three names. They are Al Davis type moves that, you know, that I believe kind of is the way this team needs to go, right? If you're asking me, the Las Vegas Raiders, they need a change. They need a spark. You know, the reason I fell in love with this team because Al Davis was different. He wasn't a sheep. He wasn't a follower. He went against the grain. He was a rebel, right? He wasn't afraid to hire guys like Tom Gable. He wasn't afraid to hire guys like Lane Kiffin. He wasn't afraid to go out and hire guys like John Gruden. He wasn't afraid to give guys jobs like um, who else? Who else? Who am I missing here? He wasn't afraid to give it to his offensive line coach like Art Shell, right? Al Davis wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid. He was always trying to find the edge over somebody over other teams that they didn't have and hiring a coach that nobody has tape on, nobody has film on, nobody knows, but a little bit of their background on is the Raiders way. So stay tuned for halftime. We'll give you those three names. For show, for show. Turn this back up somehow. Well, who y'all got, man? Who y'all got? Shout out to all the Raiders in the building. Appreciate y'all. Mario Cristobal, bro. Would he? Could he be a Raiders head coach? That tough grit. You never know. If Miami pulls out the national championship, there might be some. There might be some of these teams. Miami, right? The Miami Dolphins. Maybe they pick up the phone and say, "Yo, Mr. Cristobal, what are you doing over there with Carson Bech? How would you like to be the Miami Dolphins head coach and bring your quarterback with you, right? Maybe bring one of them top defensive linemen with you in the first round. Could happen. Could happen, bro. You never know. I'm just saying. Just saying. What do I have open? Son of a cocksucker. All right, we're about to get rocking over here. Ole Miss is taking the field, led by the dynamic quarterback in Trinidad Chambers. Do I want Mendoza? I want to build this team. And whatever head coach they bring in, whatever he feels like, right? If he feels like there's a quarterback next year that they would rather, trade back, get those picks, and still have their pick of the litter, so to say, next year, I'm not against it. If they think Mendoza's the guy, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But we will get way more involved in the draft. We will talk about the do's, the don'ts, the whys, the nots, all of that in the next couple months. I guarantee you, we will have lists, breakdowns of lots of players' needs, who should be the Raiders, who shouldn't be the Raiders, who should still be on this roster, who won't be, who will be brought back in free agency. We're gonna break it all down. I guarantee you. Raiders, let's go. So yeah, we will get into all of that. What y'all think about Michael Irvin, bro? What you think about Michael Irvin? I shouldn't even brought that up. I should just keep my mouth closed. Never mind. Let's not talk about Michael Irvin. Let's not talk about that. But this man, this is the reason he's not on TV no more. Woo-wee. If you know, you know. Let's just go there. If you know, you know. My God, bro. He needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. He is way, way super excited about the Hurricanes. Sweating over there, dying. I know it's hot in Miami, but Lord have mercy. Lord. Uh, Fiesta Bowl logo is tails. Urban is a crackfish. Come on, we can't, we can't get kicked out. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Do you like Mendoza or trade down? Trade down. Trade down. But it depends on who we trading with, right? You know, I'm not trying to trade back to 12 and then have a future pick next year. I'm trying to trade back to teams like the Cleveland Browns that have two first round picks. Maybe the Rams that want to go get Mendoza. You know, does seem like a kind of a McVay type move, right? So, you know, it depends. It depends, right? And we got to get closer to the draft. We got to see what the talks are. We'll hear all about it, right? What teams trying to move up, who they want to get, who they have on their board. And after these games right here, after this game, there could be, you know, after this game and tomorrow's game, there could be more quarterbacks enter the NFL draft that start to catch a little buzz. So, um, not the kind of buzz you're thinking of, but a little buzz. My bad. Wrong glasses. Can't see shit with those ones. Good lord. No score predictions. Y'all got the over. Y'all got the under. What y'all got? Love you all. Love you too. Go Raiders. Super Bowl champions are for chumps. Shut up, bro. Hi Beardy Beard. Hello. Sorry, I meant he's a Hall of Famer. I'd make a trade for Miami for the first for Tua and still draft a quarterback. Tua's not any better than Geno. All right, the kick is up, and it'll be way out of the end zone. Tua's worse than Geno. You know who was second in the NFL in interceptions? Tua. He's got three concussions. He's one good hit away from somebody paying a whole lot of money to somebody that's going to have to sit at home. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I would take Justin Fields before I take Tua any day of the week. All right, Trinidad Chambers gets the ball first. Trips to the bottom. Man in motion, single back, handoff. Nope, play action. Ooh, that was a nice sneak. Nice sneak. Make a trade with Miami for what not to Joe win can give to win can give to a concussion. Shout out James Purple in the building. Hand off to Lacey and he will get laced. Laced. Nothing. My opinions are that. No, shut up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The big offensive lineman is down for defensive lineman down for Miami. Not a good sign. Tua used to be good, man. Tua used to be good. I just don't know. You see all the reports of him on the boat in the off season. It's like he was partying um, when everybody else was in two a days or whatever. Everybody else is in the building trying to build chemistry, and your quarterbacks, out on the beach in Miami on a boat. Dude was crazy, bro. Shout out to him though, living that life. We all want to live that life. Salute to the nation. Lawrence in the building. What are your thoughts on Carson Bech? I like Carson Bech, man. You know, the beginning of the season, I was like, man, this dude has 15 interceptions a season, right? He can't hold on to the ball. I mean, he's got what, 10 or 12 this year, I believe. Got to make better decisions. But is that quarterback coach? Is that offensive, coaching? Is it a timing system? Is it a rhythm system? It's, but I think he's done a damn good job. He's definitely the most experienced, right? If you look at all the quarterbacks coming out of this draft, you know, somebody that comes on the show a lot, ECG, said he believed Carson Bech was the most quarterback ready, um, NFL ready quarterback in college football this year. Chambliss under pressure, gets the ball away, nobody to throw it to, maybe a flag down, and it'll be 4th and 4. And good Lord, they had everybody. Everybody. I don't know where Bain was on that one. Oh, right up the middle. Oh, nope, that ain't Ruben Bain. Where the hell is Ruben Bain? He wasn't even. Oh, there he is. They sent the house, bro. He had no chance. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of them made it to the quarterback. I would like to see Carr in the house to develop Beck. Miami 2003 O line. Miss. Look, if we trade back, if they get a coach that believes like David Carr. I don't know if y'all seen the interview with David Carr, but David Carr, brother of Derek Carr, said, "What about Aiden O'Connell in the building?" This ain't me. This is David Carr. He said, "What about AOC in the building?" He said, "Didn't he just come in off the bench and beat the Chiefs every time it's needed?" Doesn't he? Right? 340, 2 touchdowns the year before they should have won. He said, "How about you go with that? You trade back, you get a defensive player in the first round to go with Max Crosby, and then you just draft a bunch of hogs until somebody fits on that offensive line." I kind of like that. If it's a rebuild, let's rebuild, right? Let's rebuild. Let's find the best offensive line in the whole entire football on both sides, defense and offense. All right, first play, handoff, makes a man miss, and he will pick up 4. Nice little run on first down, picking up 4. But yeah, if the Raiders trade back, I would not mind taking a shot at Carson Bech, right? If you can get them where they're projected right now, 3rd and 4th round. I mean, we have 3 4th round picks. You could trade 1 4th round pick and, maybe a 7th and move up possibly to the late 3rd, if that's your guy. All right, trips to the bottom, ball on the 40. Carson Bech in the gun. Looks, quick throw, caught. I mean, he doesn't have the best spin on the ball, right? Not the greatest mechanics. Also obvious with the interceptions, but not all of his interceptions, unlike Geno, the Raiders quarterback last year, not all of them have been him, right? There's been some tip balls. There's been some balls he tried to force that he thought, I'm the guy, and it didn't work. But overall play, man, running for first downs when he needs to, in the red zone, tops right now in college football. All right, man in motion, little play action, little hitch up, good pass, and the receiver can't find the ball. Damn. Overthrown just a little bit. But the slot receiver just didn't know. He looked one way, he looked the other way. He was going right, the ball was going left. Miscommunication, missed throw, I don't know. But that was a touchdown. That was a touchdown. If he caught that, walking. Walking to the crib. All right, 2nd and 10. Trips to the bottom. Field side. Handoff. And he picks up 3. What y'all doing? What y'all got? No autistic. What? Who's autistic? It's not a nice word. Why is there a different name in here every day asking somebody if they're circumcised? What is y'all's deal with men's cocks, bro? Like it just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me, bro. I don't get it. All right, 3-man rush, steps up. He's gonna take off and run. Oh, and he comes up short of the first down. He'll pick up 7. It was 3rd and 8, and Carson Bech is a yard short. Do they go for it? Do they not? Let's see what. Looks like the offense is staying on the field. I like the fact that, you know, the coach trusts this offense, bro. Trust this offense. You're on your own. You're on their own 37-yard line to start a championship on 4th and 2. You got 4 to the bottom. Handoff, and he picks it up easy with another 2. Nice play by Miami. Nice run game. Got them hogs up front, leaning forward, right? Pushing the pile. Look at him. Look at him tee off at the point of attack. Look at him. One-on-one. Little power scheme. You got your man, you got your man, you got your man, and let's move bodies, right? God, I can't wait to see football like that for the Raiders. Can't wait. Can't wait, bro. Player down for Ole Miss. Raiders Super Bowl 17-0. Accelerator. Man, I love when you bring the energy in here. Let's go. Gotta get that tip snip. That's freaky, bro. That's freaky, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Too many commercials, man. Too many commercials. So Miami with the balls. I love the balls of this coach, man. Like I said, if I'm Miami, if I'm the general manager or the owner of Miami, I'm calling this man up and I'm saying, look, I know your background. I know the tree you from. I see what you've done with this Miami team in college. How about you come up here and see if you try your hand in the NFL pro game, right? It's all about the you. Big balls. Big balls. Big balls. I've got the big balls. She's got the big balls. He's got the big balls. We've got the big balls. But she's got the biggest balls of them all. You wouldn't be mad if the Raiders drafted Mendoza? Man, if they don't get it right, you know, I was watching just a little bit of film yesterday. Not a lot. What the hell game was it? What the hell game was it? I don't remember what game I was watching. I don't remember what game I was watching. But a decent offensive drive. They started like at their I don't know, 18 or something. Decent drive, man. Decent drive down the field. But it looks to me like I don't know. It's hard to read the offense, right? It's hard to read the offense. It just seems like a lot of Raiders, Rich Gannon type, you know, Jerry Rice and Tim Brown offense, right? You got a run game, Quick pass, quick pass, quick pass. Let's throw deep. Quick pass, quick pass, quick pass. Take a shot deep. Handoff. Picks up 3.5 again. So, who's on my t-shirt? I don't know what it is. Just t-shirt. Just t-shirt. Offensive coordinator has to be money this year. So what do y'all think about Mike McDaniels being fired? All right, got trips to the top in a bunch set. Ball on the field side, quick pass. And he's going to pick up. Damn, he's still moving. Damn, pushing the pile. I don't know where they blew the whistle. But he picked up a minute. That's funny. I said on my live earlier today that I thought if anybody was going to call, if anybody was going to make the call to Mike McDaniel, it would be the Lions, right? That's hilarious. Quick pass out of the backfield, first down Miami, and they are on the march. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, but, it depends on who goes where. If you get a coach like Robert Saleh to come in, it would make sense for Mike McDaniels if he doesn't get a head coaching gig, right? I think that would be a nasty combination there. But it's going to be hard to get a former head coach, to buy into a Raiders system with Tom Brady in the building. I have a feeling. Handoff. And he picks up another 3. And they just keep moving the pile. But that would be, that would be great for the Lions, right? You have 2 good running backs. You have one great running back in Jahmyr Gibbs. You have another one in David Montgomery, who's, top probably 15 in the NFL. Just doesn't get the ball as much anymore. You have a solid quarterback that can win you games. It would make sense. I think that offense would be pretty dynamic. I mean, you have, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Got plenty of weapons. Handoff up the middle again for another 4. And this Miami offense is just picking them apart 3 yards at a time. 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, first down. 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, first down. They just grinding football. I like it. That's why I said, if I was the Raiders, what does it hurt, right? What does it hurt? Pick up the phone, call some of these college dudes. All right, bodies moving everywhere. Single backfield, direct snap, and he gets nothing. Tackled for a loss. Not a great call there. Not a great call. Shout out to the 15 in the building. Double tap the screen. We are watching Miami and Ole Miss. Trinidad Chambliss and the most underrated quarterback, I believe, in college football right now, Carson Bech. The man's just not getting any love, man. Yeah, you got a good coach, a good coaching staff. Yes, you got a good running game, a great defense. But he's just not getting no credit for managing this team and taking them where they are right now. Kick is up, and it is good. 3-0. So the drive stalls. A very, very, very ugly call on the last one. I did not understand the direct snap to a slot receiver when you spread your running back out. It just didn't make sense to me. Didn't make sense to the defense either, because they was all over it like flies on Shizen. What's good, man? How's everybody's Thursday night? What's popping? What's your plans for tomorrow? How was your day today? What's the weather like where you at? Oh man. Raiders are an embarrassment to the NFL, bro. We are not the Browns, right? So don't even start with that. We are not the worst. Well, I think we are the worst team in the NFL in the last 20 years. However, can't say that, bro. We are not an embarrassment to the NFL. The NFL needs the Raiders, whether we're good or bad, because there's millions of us all over the planet, all over the world. It was 78 in San Antonio. Man, it was raining and storms here today. Yesterday, it was in the 60s. Day before, it was in the 60s. Day before that, it was like in the 30s. Like it has no idea what it wants to do. It's kind of annoying. All right, man. So let me know. Let me know who's your players in this game that you would like to see on the Raiders. Also, let me know. Do you watch college football? Are you just watching? Are you just a Raiders fan? Do you watch college football? Do you follow it? Do you follow the draft? Do you follow updates? We got some mock drafts coming here in a couple days. We should know who's coming out, who's not coming out, depending on who wins these games. But a couple names you should watch out for. Francis Magoa, offensive tackle. Some say could be a guard in the NFL. I think he could probably hold his own at tackle. You know, probably DJ Glaze. Honestly, you only watch Raider games. Nice. All right, the kick is up, and it is good. Um, Projected to go in the first round. A guy that I really like. If we're gonna build the trenches and you want to get some hogs, Browns fans, nice. I hope the Browns had somebody in mind that they really wanted to be the coach that they had already kind of talked to on the down low, on the sneaky link. Because if not, replacing Stefanski is going to be a hard road. And they might have wasted a fifth and a second round pick on quarterbacks. So I feel for the Browns, man. I feel for it. I thought the Raiders were in bad trouble. 55 degrees in California here. 209. It's cold as fuck. 55. My goodness, that's not cold. Who you want from my quarterback? I want Arch Manning. I want Arch Manning until it changes, until something happens, and maybe he comes out and shits the bed like like Cade Klubnik did, like Nussmeier did, like I guess Drew Olar did before he got hurt. Maybe he stays and maybe has one of those years, but I hope to God not. But I think Arch is the way, man. I think Arch is the way. His size, his athleticism, his speed is ridiculous for as big as he is. You know, right quarterback coach, get, somebody from a McVay tree, somebody from, Shanahan tree, maybe even this Davis Webb guy everybody's talking about being the next guru. You bring in one of those cats, and I think it's all systems go next year. Spytek already said, right? He already said it's a rebuild. If they win 10 games with a new coach next year, then cool. Then they're, already ahead of the track. But that's not his expectations, and that should not be anybody else's expectations in Raider Nation. So let's just hope for the best and just hope it starts. I'm rooting for the Raiders for years. Nice. Speaking of rooted, let's just hope this next coaching staff is rooted in the foundation of Raider culture and not this losing culture. I mean the '60s, '70s, and '80s culture of the Raiders. Right. Let's get back to that. What Malik Willis, the Raiders could get him in the offseason, or Milton from the Cowgirls. Did you see Milton in his last game against the Giants? He's not ready. He's not ready. He's not ready. Yes, the talent's there. Yes, the upside's there. But I think Mendoza, I think Ty Simpson is better, way more advanced than Mendoza with his 13 starts in college football, you know. So, um, my team kind of left. Raiders family forever. Grandpa Harold in the building. What's good, my guy? The only way we can get Arch is if we trade Max. How do you figure? How do you figure? If we trade this first round pick, if we trade this first round pick, and we get a first this year and a first next year, or shit, who knows? Who knows how what's this pick gonna be worth by the time the draft happens, right? It could be worth more, it could be worth less, but just say minimum. Minimum, you get two first and a second, or two first and a third, right? With the picks we have this year, with the players I'm sure we're gonna lose in free agency, I'm sure somebody in there is gonna get us a pick next year, somehow, some way. You trade back, you have picks next year. If you go with if you trade back and you go with the Aiden O'Connell, like David Carr said to do today, wouldn't be a bad idea, right? And if Aiden O'Connell is as bad as you say, Lawrence, then we should be the worst team in the NFL again, right? So if we're going to end up the worst team in the NFL again with the Aiden O'Connell, start him. Let's go out there, play, compete, right? Because at least it'll be competitive. The fans will be happy that it's competitive. And then you have all this draft capital next year, and you're probably somewhere in the top, 10. If you trade with the Jets, they're going to be somewhere in the top five. If you trade with the Cardinals, they're going to be somewhere in the top 10 or 5. You have two draft picks inside the top 10 next year, almost a guarantee. Not a guarantee, but almost, right? It's worth taking that chance. Raider Nation, Jason, what to do, my guy? Appreciate you in the building. Get the Utah tackle. Which one? Which one? Fuck AOC and David Carr. I'm predicting 5 wins this year so far. I mean, Aiden O'Connell, I think, would have got us 5 wins easy this year with his eyes closed and hurt. Like, honestly. And I think he'll get us more than that next year. But if you bring in a Malik Willis, I mean, shit, I'm not mad at that. But if you pay him 25 mil or 20 mil, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed at that because I think he's in a good system that he's been there for a while now. What, 2, 3 years? You know, he's been there for a minute. He knows the players. He knows the system. It's not like he just went out and started when Love got hurt and came out throwing the rock. Right? He's not a guy that was drafted and signed in the middle of the season because Love got hurt. Right? He's been there for a minute. He's got NFL experience. He's bounced around the NFL. But some people are talking about $20 million for him, 25 mil for Malik Willis. Nah, bro, you got to start lower than that. I don't know what he's getting right now, but I guarantee you it ain't that. I mean, we can find out. Let's talk about it. Like to talk about it. Here it go. Um, we'll find out what Malik is in a minute. But if you want to know the guy I want next to Max Crosby, it's Akeem Mesidor. It's Akeem Mesidor. And I know I can't show this on here, but I could show film on him, and there will be some. It might have to be on my Patreon because of YouTube and their stupid ass restrictions. However, Akeem Mesidor, bro, projected to go in the second or third round. I think that's bogus. I think there's somebody, one of these teams that make it deep into the playoffs are gonna be willing to waste that pick or take a chance on that pick on an Akeem Mesidor. I think this dude is a is just a monster. And with on the other side of Max Crosby, I think would be lights out. So, hopefully he stays in the second or third round. Because if he falls to the second round, the Raiders got one of the top, they would have had the first pick in the second round, but they effed around and they beat the Chiefs. And by beating the Kansas City Chiefs, we lost the first pick in the second round. We would have had the first pick in the second, the first pick in the third, and the first pick in the fourth. But the Raiders effed around, beat the Chiefs, which, I mean, is it worth those draft picks? Probably not. But as a Raider fan, more than likely, anytime we could beat the Chiefs, I'm good. I don't like what it cost us. I think it was for the price. I would have just rather lose one more time to the Chiefs. What's losing one more time? I mean, damn. For all those draft picks, that's a lot. So now the Raiders, in the second round, they have the 36th pick, which is third. In the third round, they have the fourth overall pick. In the fourth round, they are back to the first overall pick. And then in the fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, it's whatever picks they have. I do believe. So, I'm predicting 5 wins this year so far. 5? Damn. Hit them likes. Yes, hit them likes. Double tap the screen. Show some love. Appreciate y'all. We'll win at least 9 games next year. Handoff up to the side. Nice spin move. Picks up a bunch. We will win at least 9 games next year. There we go. I like it, Lawrence. That's what I'm talking about. 9 games. That's what I want to hear. I like that. I like that a lot. I'll be happy with that. We got the first overall pick. You know, if we can win 9 games next year, then maybe our pick won't be as high. But if we trade with the Jets or the Cardinals, we can still have a pick in the top 5 next year, right? Unless Harbaugh or stay tuned for that. Unless Harbaugh ends up going to the Cardinals, which would be crazy, right? But it's, maybe you're pissed off at the Baltimore Ravens for firing you after 18 years. And what better chance to get back? So, Akeem Mesidor, I like a lot. Little play action, pass over the middle. Woo! Nice spin, great catch. Flag down, probably going to be pass interference. Old Miss down. It's going to be targeted and he's the one hurt. That's messed up. But Akeem Mesidor, watch that name. If you can watch this game, Miami, watch this man on the edge. He is absolutely frightening. Safety Jacoby Thomas, projected 3rd to 5th round. Another name to watch out for in this game. Of course, Carson Bech we talked about. I think Carson Bech, what division do we play next year? This year was the NFC East. Hold on, I have the schedule. Carson Bech, wide receiver, CJ Daniels, projected 4th to 6th round. I think those numbers are going to go up as these playoffs continue, especially if they win this game, right? Oh, great catch. Got hit helmet to helmet, held onto the ball. Okay, running back, we see you. Oh, that's the slot safety. The slot receiver. Nice. And corner, Damari Brown. So, names to watch out for. On the other side, not a whole lot of names to watch out for Ole Miss. A lot of them are young. A lot of them are going to stay in school. New to the stream. What do you identify as? As a human? What do you mean, bro? And identify as nothing. It's obvious. It's obvious, bro. It's obvious. I ain't got to try and change your mind. Trinidad Chambliss, projected 2nd to the 3rd round. If he comes out, he might have to come out. Outside linebacker, Satarian Perkins, projected 2nd or 3rd round. Princewell, oh my God, I don't know how to say his name. Another outside linebacker, projected same third to the fifth round, and the offensive tackle Diego Pounds. Watch this man, pretty solid, pretty solid. But they got him to third to the fifth round. I think those numbers might go up, probably closer to the third, in my opinion. But ball on the 49-yard line, in the gun, handoff, nice cutback, way to bounce it outside, way to run over the safety. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, I see you. Wow. When's he coming out? Oh my goodness. Holding on the offense. You just take a run like that away. Damn. What a hell of a hop step. Bounced it to the outside. Ran people over. Making guys miss. And a hold on your tackle. Some of these calls, man. That's what you're saying. What you saying, bro? What you saying? I don't know how that was targeting. They called it no targeting, though. They called it no targeting. And then wide receiver, Caden Lee. Caden Lee, second to the fourth round. Dazan Stribling also. Jalen Braxton is a safety. So, those are the players to watch. But we all know most of us are just watching the quarterbacks. They do have some offensive linemen on here. But the big man, I'm telling you, man, Akeem Mesidor is an absolute freak. We'll see where he goes. We'll see where he goes. Second and 13, man in motion, 2x2, single backfield, all day to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw behind the line of scrimmage. That's a loose ball. It's a fumble. Picks it up, and he'll still pick up 3 somehow. Great play by the running back. Not a great play by Carson Bech. He seen the linebacker coming up, was gonna clean his clock, and he decided he would dump the ball off to the running back behind him. Wasn't a great throw, wasn't a great look, but they still somehow got positive yardage. Not many. It'll be 3rd and 9. Trips to the top. Ball on the boundary side. Means closer to the line. I mean closer to us. Or closer to whoever. Closer to somebody. You know what I'm talking about? What running back coming out would be a good backup to Ashton Genty? Mike Williams, Arkansas Razorbacks. Go turn on the tape. Turn on the film. It don't have to be the highlights, but when he touches the ball, they all seem to be highlights. Not a great offensive line, but man, can catch out of the backfield. Has that second gear, has the third gear. Go check out my Arkansas Razorback, Mike Williams. The tape is nasty, nasty. One of the leaders this year in offense as a running back. Not that many touches. Had 2 other running backs, he was sharing time with, and still was him. So that's who I would draft 100% without hesitation, because I watched him play all year, every single game, right? A transfer came in trying to replace, 2 running backs that we lost. And he made people forget about those running backs. They were like, I don't even remember the name. To be honest, I don't. Kick is up, and it is out of bounds into the end zone. What about Harold Rice? Is that my first cousin? He played for the Raiders. Harold Rice. Is that Jerry Rice's name? What you mean? Who the hell's Harold Rice? Miami's defense. Oh my goodness. They are allowing like under 30 yards a game. Was that right? I don't want to rewind it. Damn it. Hold up. I gotta change this to the see if I can find the stats at the same time. Keep y'all up to date on the stat info. Look him up. Number 67. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. What position? Offensive line, you said? Can't be jumping offside, kid. Can't be jumping off sides. Oh, you way offside. That's not even a jump. I don't know what that was. I'm not sure what that was. What is wrong with this damn remote? Killing me here. You saw a game man. You looked in the mirror. Well, I'm glad you finally realized that. I'm glad you finally came out and, you're willing to tell people about it. Good for you. That's great. Now the next step is just breaking it to your family. I know it's gonna be tough, but you know it's gonna be tough. Saw the gay man. There's plenty of them, bro. You ain't gotta go very far. There's a lot. They all over. They all over. Got every commercial. They're everywhere. Everywhere. So about time. About time you got one. About time you found one. What? You're not a gay man working at Walmart is? How is okay, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. How are you gonna sit here and say working somewhere is a sexual preference? I don't get that, my guy. I don't get that. What? You know, to each his own. Raiders. What's good, Chewy in the building? What's your hot coach's take? Who you got? Who you want? Who you want? Who you got? Man, these commercials are crazy, bro. It's nothing but commercials. Nothing but commercials. Gruden? I don't know if Gruden would ever work with Tom Brady in the building. That would be the worst nightmare Ram fight ever. They would never be able to decide on anything. Gruden wants way, way, way too much control, power, and Brady's not giving that shit up. He's not. He's not. It would be nice though. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at a Gruden Derek Carr reunion for the next 2, 3 years, just so they can, since they got somebody in the building that, you could have somebody underneath or at least waiting for the next job. I don't know. When you going to look him up, he also came out of TCU. Oh, you want me to look him up right now? I thought you meant later. My God. All right. All right. My bad. My bad. My bad. Harold Rice. I already did that, so I could erase that. Lacey up the middle, and he is gone 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Ole Miss. That running game is nasty. The nasty. Um, Harold Rice, all-time roster history. Let's check it out. Let's see what they got on it. See what they got. The Raiders selected Rice in the 11th round of the 1969, good year, NFL draft out of Tennessee. He played in 12 games in 1971 and recovered one fumble. He was a defensive end. Nice. Nice. Nice little history. That's crazy to have so many rounds. Could you imagine back in the day sitting through the NFL draft? I mean, I don't know if y'all sit through the NFL draft, but I watched all 3 days. Um, every single player who goes where. I'm just a football nut, I guess. But could you imagine whatever they had? Like, I don't even know, but I don't think 11 was the bottom. I was like 12. I mean, like 17 or some shit at one time. 17 rounds of a draft. Could you imagine just sitting there for days and days and days? Because what we got, 7 now? 7 rounds? Damn, these fools had like 17. What about, yeah, I got to that, but I missed. I looked them up. It didn't say out of TCU though, did it? Tennessee. Paver boy. Is that what you do for a living? You set pavers? Like sand? Tampering and sand down and shit? Who do I think for the Super Bowl? Um, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe possibly the front runners are Seattle and the Patriots, I do believe, are kind of the front runners. I know the Patriots don't have a lot of experience. They don't have a lot of players on their team with a lot of experience, but they do have one of the best coaches in the NFL, and Mike Vrabel, and he has one of the best teams he's ever had, and he has the best offensive coordinator, the best passing game coordinator, and one of the best defenses he's ever had as a head coach. So watch out, watch out for the New England Patriots. I do believe they're going to be somebody to watch for, making a run. If they don't, look for them Jacksonville Jaguars with Liam Cohen. He put together a hell of a staff, and the dude is a brilliant football mind. He's got these players, all pumped up, believing in him, believing in themselves. So probably Jacksonville. I'm leaning Jacksonville, kind of leaning, you know, Jacksonville or New England. My sleeper is the Steelers. All right, ball on the 43-yard line. Man in motion, comes in tight. Two wide receivers, split, looks, throws, pass interference all day. Oh my lord. Good lord. He tackled the dude before the ball was even thrown. I don't know what he was looking at. That was horrible. That was horrible. Horrible. College, Miami versus Ole Miss. Yes. So the Steelers I think could be one of those sleeper teams with that run game they have. Um, if not, good lord, I've never seen a pass interference so bad. That was blatantly just try to murder the dude. In the old Thomas Edwards Rice Jr. Nice. Can you imagine not winning a Super Bowl since the 80s? Um, well, I mean, I don't have to imagine it. I've kind of lived it for the last 50 years of my life. Not 50 years, but, you know, 42. I think I was 8 when they won the Super Bowl. Yeah. So, yeah, I can imagine. I lived it. I live it every day. The draft wasn't on TV back then, by the way. I know, but I'm saying, could you imagine watching a draft nowadays? Oh, great catch. Great catch. Way to help out your quarterback, Carson Bech, with a Miami first down. I know the draft wasn't on TV, Frank Weber. Shout out to you in the building. But could you imagine having to watch a draft that's 11 to 16, 17 rounds, whatever it was back in the day? You're signed to BFM. I don't know what that is, but nice. Is that a record label? What is this, bro? What is this? Happy Thursday. What's up, everyone? Carson Bech gets pressured, steps up in the pocket, and throws a bomb 5 yards out of bounds. God, he's got a rocket arm, dude. God, he's got a rocket arm. Way to escape the pressure. Had to throw it a little too quick. Didn't give his receiver a chance. But this slot receiver, bro, as a true freshman, you got to stop turning your head around for the ball, bro. Run the route. It's a timing based route. It's a deep ball, right? Just run your route. You need to get a clock in your head. Start counting or something. Fake. Ooh, that's a face mask. No. Carson Bech got rocked. It looked like he tried to rip his head off. Rod, what up? What up? The only team beating the Broncos at home is either the Jags or the Texans. If not, the Broncos will be Super Bowl champions. Savage in the building. All right, all right. I can see that. But the Broncos, they just straight, you know, ass clapped the Denver Broncos. It was flicking them donkey balls. Pass over the middle. Great pass. Left his receiver out for a little hospital hit. But great pass by Carson Bech. The spin on the ball, the throw over the middle, step up in the pocket. Nice little cadence. He's not, no little hitch though. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that when he gets to the bottom of, when he gets to the end of his route. I mean, to his drop back, whether it's 5 step, 3 steps. He's staying on that back foot, right? You got to get to the back, step up, get your little hitch, get organized. But once they get to the end, he's just flat-footed. But that all could be changed. Ball snapped over his head. Way to fall on it, flag down. Um, but yeah, Jacksonville is tough, man. Jacksonville already beat the Broncos. They have the recipe. I think they could beat them again. Rosetown in the building. Salute to the nation. What it do, my guy? What it do? You watching the playoff Saturday? Yes, I will be bouncing back and forth. I'm not sure if it'll be NFL. Probably have both NFL games. I will probably do both of those, and it's gonna be a marathon run. Probably do the college game also. College tomorrow, NFL Saturday, NFL Sunday, all 3 games. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's what we're gonna try. No guarantees, but that's what I'm trying to do. Imagine never winning a Super Bowl. Many teams don't have to imagine. Furpo in the building. Talk that shit. Preach that truth talk. Many teams don't have to imagine never win a Super Bowl. So yeah, come in here flapping your gums. I think Rams are going to the Super Bowl. That was my other team. I never got to the rest of the NFC. If Seattle doesn't go, you know, the Bears are a sneaky team. The Rams, with Matthew Stafford and his experience, his playoff experience, McVay's experience. The only problem, the only thing I'm worried about is Chris Shula, a big name from a big family. big NFL family, right? That's been talked about an awful lot to get some of these head coaching interviews that pop up. And I wonder how he's going to do in the playoffs, right? They didn't do great last year in the playoffs. They have a young defense. So I think the Rams all depends on Chris Shula. And I hate to put all the pressure on, the young defensive coordinator, but it really comes down to that. Can you get your defense to get stops? Because if you can, Mike LaFleur and Sean McVay are gonna have that offense banging with Puka Nakua. They're gonna have it banging with Williams, the running back. They're gonna have that shit on fire, right? So that's the biggest questions. That's the questions I got is can Chris Shula and that Rams defense hold up? And if they can, throughout the playoffs, man, them Rams look scary, bro. Them Rams look scary. And even more so, if they get, which they more than likely will get, but if they get the GOAT back, yes, Devontae Adams, bro. Yes, Devontae Adams. So if they get back Devontae Adams, that team is even nastier on offense. They're like 90% in the red zone with Devontae Adams. You can't count that out. You can't count that out. No matter who you are, no matter what team you are, you're gonna have to watch for the Rams in the playoffs. Sean McVay is a guru, and that team's gonna be special, man. That team's gonna be special. But it all comes down to that offensive line and Chris Shula and the defense, mainly Chris Shula's defense. Yeah, didn't have to win that game, bro. It didn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have to win that game. What that game, by not winning that game, did is it put doubt in the minds of the Broncos players. It put a little bit of doubt that if we face this team in the playoffs, oh, pass interference. But if we face this team in the playoffs, that they already beat us. They already have our number. We couldn't do what we wanted to do, right? So whether they whether they had to win, whether they already had the seed locked up, it doesn't matter. That win could be costly when it comes playoff time, right? You don't want to give any team believing that, hey, we've already beat these guys once, and all we got to do is go out there and repeat that process, right? On the other hand, you have Sean Payton, which is one of the best minds in football, whether you agree or not. And when you have a mind like Sean Payton, right, you know he's not going to get beat twice in a season by the same team. So they're going to have that team fired up. We'll see what Davis Webb is all about. Raiders. Rams whooped the Jags this season. That was Jimmy G Ball. Jimmy G Ball. Throwing them Jimmy G's will make players want to leave very, very quickly. The Rams did good this year in the playoffs. They almost beat Philly. They did good in playoffs last year, but I'm saying against that Philly front, it all fell apart. But against that Philly front, everybody fell apart. I told everyone about your ex that broke in and stabbed you when she was drunk. Why would you tell people about my shortcomings? About my bad luck, bro? Nobody needs to know got stabbed 17 times. That's fucking too much info for other people. Keep my name out your mouth. Jags exposed their hand to the Broncos with that win. They'll come back, that could be the case. Could very well be the case. Shout out to everybody in the building. Double tap the screen, like and subscribe, follow if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Everyone wants to know how you're not dead? Because I'm a machine, bro. You can't kill me. I'm a rebel, bro. house fire, hit by a dump truck, stabbed 17 times. Just keep bouncing back. This is how life rolls. Um, Devontae Adams is playing, and Safety Lake is back. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty. Can you imagine the Bears and the Patriots in the Super Bowl? Caleb and Drake. Not only could I imagine it, but I would love it. I mean, not being a Raiders fan, but I would love to see the young matchup. Caleb, Drake in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. I mean, not the playoffs. That would be historic, man. That would be historic. A young coach, two young coaches taking over a team, making it to the playoffs. Handoff, Miami, and he fell down. Ouch. They are first and goal. Forgot to tell y'all. D Menace in the building. I heard you have 9 lives, bro. I got shit, probably more than that. Probably could have been dead at least 10 times, but we bounced back. We bounced back. Hopefully, Jabs and Broncos realize the Broncos could be champs. I mean, anybody could be champs, right? All you got to do is make it to the playoffs, win 2, 3 games. That's all it takes. For some teams, you only got to win 2. If you only got to win 2 games, is it really that hard? When you have a great coach, when you have a great team with a little bit of motivation, um, touchdown Miami. Okay. Is it going to be harder for these teams like a Ben Johnson that hasn't been to the playoffs? Raiders. You didn't give details. You gave enough. Gave enough. Nah, it's all good. I don't care. My past ain't nothing hiding. Um, she said it with love, Rebel. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, sometimes too much love. Bears and Patriots like 86. Was it the Bears and Patriots? What? Okay. Okay. Popping info in the chat. Look at you, football fan. If the Rams play the Seahawks again, that's going to be something. Yeah, in the playoffs, bro. The playoffs, both of those games were great. I love both of them. I mean, let me know in the chat. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Did you enjoy the first 2 meetings between the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks? Both teams who can make a lot of noise. A lot of noise in this playoffs, I do believe. But, who am I? Who am I? Should change my name to Rebel Cat because I got 9 lives. Plus, Grandpa's a huge Bears fan. We were just talking about the Super Bowl shuffle the other day in the live a couple days ago. I've been live so many days in a row. I don't know which day it was. And I need to start organizing my shit better. So I can't tell you what day it was, but how many people are in here old enough to remember the 85 Bears in the Super Bowl shuffle with Jim McMahon and Mike Singletary and why am I missing so many names that I just can't think of right now? That team had so many players. Um, Bears doing well. The coach has done well this year. Unfortunately, he has done well. He was supposed to be the Raiders coach, right? That's who Tom Brady wanted. That was the Brady guy, the guy that was gonna come in and change the organization. That was gonna get us to a winning team again. I can't say one thing though. I can't say one thing. Tom Brady might not have been able to land the big fish, but at least he had the right big fish, right? Gotta give Tom Brady credit for that. If we can't give him credit for anything that happened this season, because really nothing good happened that he could take credit for, it's all been bad, and he should take credit for the bad, I do believe. But we gotta give him credit for that, right? At least he wanted a guy that turned out to be that big fish. Richard Dent, Mike Single, I already said Mike Single, William the Refrigerator Perry. Who else was on that team? Walter Payton. How can I forget Walter Payton? Good Lord. Yeah, that shit was crazy. I don't know why they don't do that no more. I think it should be mandatory for every team when they get into the playoffs that they should have to do a Super Bowl shuffle song. Once they clinch, they should have to do a video. I'm just saying. Somebody sent me this nice facial scrub. Try to get all the blackheads out, you know. Shout out to the facial scrub. All right, the kick is up. It is 10-7. There is 7 minutes left in the half. And Carson Bech has his team at 12-2. They are 25-2 with Carson Bech against against top 25 AP teams. 25-2. That's wild, bro. Carson Bech has beat more top 25 teams than any quarterback in college football this year. But he's not being talked about anywhere in the first round conversation. I don't understand this. I really don't. I mean, if we look at some of the quarterbacks that have come out of the first round because of lesser years, I don't get it. Quick pass, Chambliss to the backfield. Makes a man miss. Makes another man miss. And he's going to pick up the first down, tiptoeing on the sideline. Great play, great concentration. Way to put on your ballerina shoes. Tiptoe down the sideline. Maybe those red tips he's got on those shoes. The part that ain't wrapped, kicking like Van Damme. Navy vet, my brother. Tom Brady is the savior. In Brady we trust. Come on, man. Let's not go that far yet. Let's not. Michael Jordan was a savior too. How did he do as the owner? Magic Johnson, right? I mean, I guess basketball, no, not so great. So, let's wait on that. I believe Tom Brady is not going to want to lose, right? He is the GOAT. He has an addiction for winning. And if anybody could fix the Raiders, it's him. But I don't know if he can fix the Raiders and be a Fox analyst and be outside of the building, being a video screen conversation like we're having right here, is going to fix this team. I don't think it's going to make them better. I think they need his voice in the practices. They need his voice on the field. They need him to be involved if he wants to be involved. And that's the only way I believe Brady is going to help. But I don't know if Brady wants to be that involved, right? I said this before. Does he really want to take all the responsibilities if it doesn't work out? I don't think so. Trips to the top. Ball on the 47-yard line. 7-10. 6-11 left in the first half. Little play action. Great throw by Chambliss. Caught down to the 30-yard line. And just like that, the Ole Miss Rebels, not this rebel, those rebels, are on the march. Anybody want to cheers with me? Cheers, anyone? Is John Harbaugh an offense or defensive coach? Neither. He is a special teams coach. At least that was his, that was his thing when he got hired. But that was also 18 years ago. So I believe as 18 years as an NFL coach, being in the film room, right? Being with these guys, coaching these guys, I don't know how he cannot be an offensive coach, a defensive coach, and a special teams coach, right? In my opinion. Cheers. So that's my take on it. He's a special teams guy. He came into the league as a special teams guy. Nobody thought he would get the job as a special teams guy. They had other guys, big name coaches that were interviewing for the Ravens job. And he came in and wowed people, right? And that's all you got to do in this league, right? If you have friends, if you have a circle, if you're known, and you get your opportunity, because in the NFL it's about who you know or who you know the rest of it. Uh, that's the way to move up the ladder, right? Sometimes you got to get your knees dirty, but you know what I'm saying? It's just a joke. But that's, that's the way it goes, right? So if you know the right people and you get the right opportunities, you got to make the best of them. And like a guy like Davis Webb, I hope he went in there and killed it with the Las Vegas Raiders in the interview yesterday and wowed the shit out of them until they were like, okay, we might really have to think this coaching situation and bring this man back for a second interview, right? Bring him in person. Let's see what we got. So we shall see. But good answer. Good answer. That's right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Little dabby dab? No, we're not doing that. We are cheersing. We are cheersing. We are cheersing. Cheers. Gatorade. Is it in you? Use Nashville tea and Hill Rice from now on. Use that. Use it how? I bet if you don't make pancakes often. I make pancakes all the time, bro. I make pancakes all the time. Matter of fact, I just made them the other night. Just made it the other night. Little vanilla, little cinnamon. Yeah, bro. I read 420 emails on my channel, LOL. That's a lot of emails. Damn. 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 Liar. You probably made waffles. Nah, bro. I made French toast too just the other morning. You should have been here. It was nice. Had some blueberry syrup. Actually, it was some wild berry syrup. So it's like all kinds of berries. A little sweet for breakfast, but fire, fire. There's nothing I can't do, bro. There ain't nothing I can't do. Ain't nothing I can't do. Um. Oh, so you're just a breakfast king? Nah, bro. Shit, but I can make anything, bro. What you want? Tacos, chicken tacos, spaghetti. What you need? What you want, bro? Name it. Name it. I could cook it. They call me Chef Boy or Rebel in the building. Front and center. Shout out to the 21 people in here. What's good with you? What you doing? What you got going on right now? Are you watching this game? You just listening to me? If you like this content, double tap the screen. Show me some love. Like, subscribe, follow. Click on the channel. Tickle the notification bell so you can be notified when crazy shit like this is going on. What's wrong with the Indiana coach? What do you mean what's wrong with him? Does he have like some kind of disease or something? I don't know what's wrong with him. He's a wiener. I mean, a winner. But I'll tell you what's wrong with him going to the Raiders. He just signed an 8-year, $93 million contract. 93. Yes, that's one number after eight, 9. Like there's 19 people in here. $93 million contract. So the Raiders would have to buy him out. What would that buyout be? I'm guessing somewhere in the 40s, 30, $40 million. So do you really think, no matter how good he could possibly be with the Fernando Mendoza, it's really worth taking a Mendoza and spending $40 million just to get a coach to come over that you still got to pay that may or may not work out in the NFL? So there's nothing wrong with him, but trying to get him is just out of the question. I know Mark Davis's pockets run deep, um, very, very deep. But that's out of the question, man. That's out of the question. The Raiders are not in a position to go buy out a contract from an unproven NFL coach who's won in the NFL. Yes, he's come from a Nick Saban coaching tree. Yes, he's one of the smartest minds. But the problem with that is He's going to be another guy that wants all control. And Brady's not giving up all control. Spytek is not giving up all control. They are trying to build their name in this business as, the guys that turned around the Las Vegas Raiders. Spytek's got a 5-year deal. He's got a 5-year deal to make this shit right. And they want to be the guy. They're not going to bring in some guy that wants all the power, that's going to want all the power when it comes to drafting, when it comes to free agency. I just don't see it happening. Ball caught at the 30, and he is leveled there, and he will go nowhere. Um, you can't cook up a recipe for a winning Raider season. I'll cook that shit up in a minute. I'll cook it up right now. I'll cook it up right now. Winning recipe season for the Las Vegas Raiders. It'd be no problem. You trade back. You trade back in the first round, right? No lower, no lower than 2 picks. It's got to be somebody that is willing to trade. If they have 2 picks in the first round, that is great. That would be, absolutely great pass caught up the field, and Miami's offense is on a roll. 3:20 left in the half. I would trade back. I would go get a defensive player to pair with Max Crosby. I would draft another running back in this draft to be a 1-2 punch with Ashton Genty so he doesn't have to carry all the load in the NFL as a rookie or a second year player. I would go get, you know, we went over the draft. We went over free agency yesterday on this channel. Go back and watch it. Almost all the offensive linemen in the free agency are 30 years or older. So you're gonna have to develop the guys you get. You got to go get a head coach. What head coach would I get? I mean, I don't know. Me, I would go get Mike LaFleur. I would, a young coach that's around his time. I would go get Mike LaFleur. I would go offensive line. I would go defensive line. I would let Aiden O'Connell start the whole entire season next year. And if we win games, we win games. If we don't win games, I know we're getting better. I know we're developing. And I would put all our money on the defensive side of the ball because what's better for a rookie to win in his rookie year or his, second year than a top 5 defense in the NFL, right? That's how Tom Brady did it when he started winning. Touchdown Miami. What a play by Carson Bech, the most underrated quarterback in this draft. I'm telling you. And Carson Bech, if he don't start rising to the draft boards, there's something wrong with these scouts in the NFL. Great throw, wide open, touchdown. But anyways, I'd make sure this offensive line was solid, and they're not too far off, right? You have a lot of pieces on this offensive line that if you brought in a great offensive line coach that could mold and develop the guys that we already have, right? We need, some of the guys that we got would be great backup pieces if we can get somebody that's better than them to start. Defensive line, you build that up. You go get a lockdown corner, whether it's in free agency, whether you have to trade for one, whatever you have to do. But you need a lockdown corner to pair with Eric Stokes. I'd bring Eric Stokes back. And shit, that's a winning recipe right there. I guarantee you the Raiders are over 500 with Aiden O'Connell, with Brock Bowers, with a new coach, with a top 10 or a top 5 defense. And simple, man. It's not rocket science, bro. Not rocket science. What's the core? What the fuck? What's wrong? We can cook that shit up, no problem. And if y'all want to know, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If I get 10 thumbs up out of 21 people in here tomorrow, I will. Tomorrow or the next day, sometime. Oh shit, there's too many. By Monday, by Monday, because there's so much shit going on. I'll be live most of the day Saturday, most of the day Sunday. By Monday, I will drop a video on how to fix the Raiders. We will do a live, not live mock draft, but I will do a mock draft, and I will show you how to change the Raiders in a week. I mean, not in a week, in a year. This next week, Monday. Been on vacancy Philippines 8 months. Damn, the whole football season. That's crazy. Did you at least get to watch games or at least listen to the games from me? Why wouldn't you want the Indiana coach as the Raiders coach? I'm not saying I wouldn't want him, but I guarantee you Indiana's not going to let him go without buying out that contract. And Mark Davis is already paying $50 million in the last 4 years for coaches that aren't in the building. He is done paying all of them, but now he has another one to pay. 2:18 left. Quick pass, and it hits the ground. Short. Bad pass. Come on, Chambliss. He was wide open. Okay, I didn't know about the contract. Yeah, that's why. Quick. I didn't eat French toast, but I have used Mrs. Butterworth on the stripper. I bet that was a sticky situation, my guy. I bet that was a sticky situation. And a little sweet, too. I'm just saying. Was it sticky or did it clean up good? Yeah. Guess it depends on how rough your tongue is. If it cleaned up good, I mean, I don't know. They didn't pay what? They didn't pay. And that's Mr. Hill and Rice. That was long years ago in the season. We're winning. They paid my money and the Hill Rice is on me. Nice, nice. I'm in Nashville. Been here the whole way now. I'm a BFF. That's awesome. Hell yeah. I got signed and didn't get paid. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Crosby getting traded. Hopefully my Seahawks. Why does my shit restart my live? It's only been an hour and a half this time. Um, you know, I've talked about it. If there's any year that there's a possibility to get traded during the draft for Max Crosby, it's this year. Now, will the Raiders do it? If there's any year they would do it, I believe it's this year. But I feel like Max wants to be here. And as long as Max wants to be here, I've said this until I'm blue in the face. We can do all the Crosby trades, we can do all the scenarios. But until Max says he don't want to be here, I'm going to say he's here. But what could we get for him? A lot. It could definitely help us change shit around. That you can get keep getting over. I drank a lot. I'm very tipsy. You guys ever drink by yourself? Drink yourself sober? I had many, many, many moons like that. I would get off work at 2, be at the bar at 3, shoot, pull, and drink till 2 in the morning. I would go home, go to bed. I would get up at 5 and go to work until 2 o'clock. 7 days or 6 days a week. They're not open on Sunday around here. I did that for a long, 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 long time. So yes, I've done that many, many times. And it's not good for your liver. When you get 50, it catches up to you. It catches up to you a lot. When's the last time a college coach has had success in the NFL? I don't know. I don't know. Never that I can remember. There's got to be some. There's got to be some. Let's find out. Let's find out. All right, 2 minute warning. Um, let's call this play. Ball on the 28-yard line. Handoff. Lots of patience, but he only gets 4. How many successful college? Or that's not what I was trying to say. Redo. How many college coaches have been successful in the NFL? 20 coaches were successful, both college and NFL. I mean, one I could think of is Pete Carroll, right? Right off the rip. But other than that, um, let's find out. Let's find out. So, successful head coaches. The first one is Paul Brown. a long, long time ago, who founded both the Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals. Was yeah, that's a long time ago. We'll pass that one. Bill Callahan, another Raider. A lot of Raider coaches. So, um, is there a trend here? Raiders coaches comes from the NFL. I mean, come from college, have success in the NFL. I mean, let's talk about it. Bill Callahan, as an NFL assistant coach, Callahan spent 2 seasons coaching in the NFL. But his first with the Oakland Raiders in 2002 led them to a spot in Super Bowl. Wait, what? That's not right. Okay, let's skip that information. Pete Carroll is the second one. Pete Carroll obviously won two college championships, 2003 and 2004. Won the title in 4 and 5. Whatever the hell. That's another old one. Another guy who helped out with the Raiders last year, Tom Coughlin, Giants coach, was successful in the NFL. Also won a Super Bowl. So there's three head coaches that coached in college that not only were successful in the NFL, but they got a chip. They got a ring on their finger. Um, Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, college coach, Stanford, Michigan, successful with the 49ers. Now seems to be pretty successful with the Dischargers. Jimmy Johnson, a coach that came in, after he won the national championship. I do believe he won the championship with Florida. Miami, Florida, the Hurricanes got a job with the Dallas Cowboys. Won what? 1, 2, 3 Super Bowls? 3 Super Bowls for Jimmy J. Chip Kelly. Successful Rose Bowl, blah 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 blah. Successful at UCLA. Found a little bit of success with Philly. John McKay, another USC guy. Success with the Buccaneers. Jim Mora. Jim Mora was a successful college coach at Connecticut. And, I do believe won the NFC Championship. I'm trying to read. NFC title shot in the NFC Championship game is the first since 1994. However, Mora went 31 and 33. I don't know how successful he was, but successful enough. Bill O'Brien, another college coach, not the greatest success. Jack Purday. John Robinson, another NFL big name, another huge college name, USC. Bobby Ross, Buck Shaw, Barry Switzer. Man, Barry Switzer, we all know, the time with Barry Switzer and the Cowgirls. Where was he at? Oklahoma? Hold on. Does it say? Try not to read all this. But, Barry Switzer, Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil is another successful coach. So far out of these 20 coaches, Bill Walsh. Fucking Dave Wannstedt. What's Dave Wannstedt doing right now? That would be a name to bring back into coaching. How old is he these days? So there you go. Those are the 20 successful names of college coaches that were also successful in the great NFL to the L, which stands for not for long if you're not successful. Did Max Crosby say the coaches at Miami were too rough on him? Yes, he did. And that was the coach that everybody's saying the Raiders should go get, Brian Flores. So, 17-0. Miami gets the ball back. Paul Brown was during the Civil War. At least somebody knew. Exactly. I would stay away from college coaches. He said exactly. Well, I mean, no, not exactly. They all look pretty good. Um, check your battery, LOL. I have I had 100% charged when I went on here, so that I could go live for, I believe, a little over 4 hours. Is my battery life. Raiders all day. Raiders. Man, smoke these trees. I forgot to clean this thing out. Damn it. All right, 102 left. It is fourth and 11. 17 to 10. Miami over Ole Miss. In the CFP semifinal, VR Bowl, Verbo Fiesta Bowl, VRBO. I don't know what VRBO spells, if that's even a word or how you would say it. So I'm gonna say VRBO. That's all. That's what I got. Fair catch. There will be 55 seconds left. Can Trinidad Chambliss come down and get his team at least in field goal range? Try to tighten up. Try and tighten it up. Wonstead is 73. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. That's, yeah, he's old. I'm old, so some of those guys I don't really know their age. Um, he's a Fox analyst? Oh yeah. Duh. Duh. I forgot that was him. It just clicked when you said he was a Fox analyst. I was like, I've been wondering who the hell that dude is. I've been wondering. It didn't click until just now. Shout out for that, man. Shout out for that. I just put two and two together. Uh, he was a coach at Pitt when my sister was the athletic trainer there. Real nice guy. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, he was a hell of a coach, man. He was a hell of a coach. Always had killer offenses. All right, trips to the top. Single back receiver. 46 seconds left. Oh, they're going to switch it around. Make some adjustments. They swap, I believe, the tight end to the slot receiver. I think that's their tight end. I'm not positive. I can't see with glasses on. Catch, first down. They have no timeouts remaining with 41 seconds. They're going to have to hurry this up if they want to get into range. Caught, sideline, out of bounds, 50-yard line. And they are close. 32 seconds left. Can he get in field goal range? 17-10. 32 seconds. 33 seconds on the play clock. Second and 3. No timeouts. Miami has one. All right, you got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the bottom field side. He's going to stare down the receiver, throws. It is caught. He is 2 yards short of their field goal range. The clock will stop until they line up at the line of scrimmage. 26 seconds left. Are they going to spike it? Are they going to run a play? And he spikes it. First and 10. I don't know if I would have spiked it there. With 24 seconds left, I think I would have just ran a play. Right? I would have just ran a play. Run a play to the out, run it out to the out, run the back out, pick up that first down, get to the out, get out of bounds, and then you got still another, 20 seconds to figure out what you want to do. But trips to the top, ball is on the boundary side. They got trips to the strong side, I do believe, and there's a timeout on the field. Cheers! Cheers to you. Damn it. I have no Q-tips. Timeout for me. Timeout for me. Timeout for me. Timeout on the play. Timeout on the field. Timeout from the bear. Timeout. Timeout. The bear says timeout. Timeout. All right, ball on the boundary side. Man in motion. Chambliss. Oh, he dropped it. That was a horrible, horrible, horrible decision by Trinidad Chambliss. And that play right there might have what I don't know what he was how man. Okay. I mean, it wasn't as bad on the replay. It looked like it was more of a timing throw. It looked like the defender bumped the receiver off. So he was throwing it before the receiver broke on the ball, right? He was throwing into a window. So it looked a little bit worse, but it was still a bad decision. Like you if you're looking at the coverage before you throw the ball, you shouldn't have thrown that. And he's lucky that that was not taken to the house. If that defender, probably why he plays defensive back, right? Knew how to catch. That ball is cribbed in a highlight reel. And this game is a totally different story. But they're in field goal range. The kick is up. And it is money. Money. How long was that? I missed it. How long? How far was the damn kick? These announcers are. Oh, damn. Where was he at? On the 50? You might know how far that kick was. I missed it. 58, did you say? That's a hell of a kick. That's a hell of a kick. I thought he said 68 at first, but it sounded like he just said 58. So, I don't know. Lacey going to the locker room. That could be bad for Ole Miss. Very bad. You haven't seen much of Lacey. But with a defense like Miami, bro. With a defense like Miami. You got freaks on the end. You got freaks in the middle. You got a linebacker that's a freak also. You got freaks all over the field. It's just a freak fest. They have a lot of guys on Texas that, may not go in the top 2 rounds. But they're going to go somewhere. They're going to go somewhere. Oh, crystal ball. He's got a crystal ball, it seems like, playing these teams. 17-13, 11 seconds. It is almost halftime. And we will have to talk about the 3 coaches that nobody believes has a shot for the Raiders. But I believe all 3 of them are very, very high on Tom Brady's list. Or is it Spytech? Find out. Find out. Find out. Right now. All right, so. It's the wrong glasses. Oh yeah, I searched a whole bunch of shit, so now I gotta find it again. It's in my notes somewhere. All right, here we go. Pow. Easy, easy. All right, so number 1. Okay, let's not go with number 1, man. Okay, let's go with number 1. Let's start with number 1. Let's just start right out the rip. No hiding it, right? A lot of people do not want to hear this, but it is the Denver Donkeys passing game coordinator / quarterback coach. It is Davis Webb. And if the Raiders make this pick, it is definitely in the shadows of the great Al Davis. This is definitely, we talked about it when we first got started, right? Al Davis has always been an innovator. He's always thunk outside the box. He's always, been the one to hire the first female, the first black player, the first black head coach, the first Mexican, right? The first Latino, the first probably even Asian. I don't know, but Al Davis was always the first, always a step ahead of everybody. Um, when it came to this game, right? Making linebacker, he was the first one to make a linebacker coach, and John Madden, a head coach. Nobody thought that was gonna work, right? Everybody was like, John Madden, bro, you're gonna make John Madden a linebacker, your head coach of your football team? Well, he has a video game. He has a turducken named Thanksgiving thing named after him every single week. All he did was win a Super Bowl. All he is one of the greatest coaches to ever, coach for the silver and black, right? Al Davis thing. Then you go to the Flores, right? You have Flores, quarterback, the only player in the NFL to win a quarterback as a player, as an assistant, and as a head coach, I do believe. Right? Another great Al Davis idea. Let's make this man head coach. People said that's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. Are you crazy? Like nobody's ever made a Latino head coach. Well, Al Davis, the innovator, the rebel, right? The guy that took risks. Um, he had a vision. And I believe that's kind of where the Raiders need to go. So if you take a risk on a guy like Davis Webb, which if you hear all the reports, there's not a bad report on him. Usually when somebody talks about somebody going to the Raiders, you hear all this, well, he did this and he did that, and how about that? The only bad thing I've heard anybody say was he had Spencer Rattler as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL draft whichever year he came out. Now, if that's the case, that's a little questionable. Spencer Rattler, maybe that's the style of guy he's looking for, right? A mobile guy that can throw on the run, that you know, decent accuracy, a strong arm, very, very crafty with the ball in his hands. Michael Vick S, right? Not as fast, definitely, but Davis Webb. If the Raiders take a chance on that, it's definitely an Al Davis move. Another guy a lot of people aren't talking about, but if you put two and two together, Liam Cohen, the spy tech, right? The relationship there. They have a very, very up and coming OC right now in Jacksonville that has them at the top of the league in almost every single category. And it's Grant Udinski, right? Grant Udinski. He is the OC for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Udinski worked under Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. He is relatively known to fans, but in the NFL circle, a former college defensive end who has an academic All-American and finished with a 4.0 GPA in his master's program while playing 12 games and recorded 4.5 sacks as a senior is a unique individual. Coaching matters. So much for him that Udinski slept in his car during the first week on Matt Rule's staff at Baylor until fellow assistant gave him a place to live. He impressed Rule so much that the coach took him along for the ride when he landed in the Carolina Panthers head coaching job. So, world traveled fast, right? About Udinski's prowess, and Kevin O'Connell quickly scooped him up to coach with him in Minnesota. There, the focus was the quarterback, and they worked alongside Sam Darnold while studying under O'Connell, not Aiden O'Connell, Kevin O'Connell, and the other bright young minds like Josh McCown and Wes Phillips. Cohen poached Udinski from O'Connell's staff and brought him into Jacksonville, where the 29-year-old is in his first year as offensive coordinator. Udinski is clearly coveted as the brightest, fastest riser. And if the Raiders don't get in quickly, it could be too late for this young commodity. So, a name that I could almost guarantee you will hear brought in for an interview for the Las Vegas Raiders. It probably hasn't been announced yet. Is that a touchdown? Did I miss it, or was that the first touchdown? No, that's the replay. Okay. Thought for a second. But a name you gotta check out, man. A name you will definitely hear. Go back, look at some of the Jacksonville Jaguars plays. Look what he's done with the guy that the Raiders just kicked to the curb in Jacoby Myers, right? Look what he's done there. Had a great second half of the season since the bye week. So a name to check out, Udinski. I'm sure you'll hear the Jacksonville Jaguars OC's name circle around some more. And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Again, talking about the Al Davis, you know, the legend of Al Davis, the history of Al Davis, the mind of Al Davis. That would totally be an Al Davis move. You see Tom Brady, right? Dressing in the white leather Raiders jacket when he comes to games, if he's at the games, right? You see him rocking the Raiders shit. If Tom Brady could coach the Las Vegas Raiders, I bet you he would be minority owner and try to coach this team. So, that being said, do they take a chance? Do they go young, offensive mind, right? Liam Cohen, like I said, Spy Tech, they know each other. I'm sure he could pick up the phone and talk to him, and I'm sure he already has. So, a name to watch out for. And then third on the list is Declan Doyle, the OC for the Chicago Bears. Doyle is somewhat of a combination of Webb and Udinski. I mean, you got two guys in one, right? Two in one. Like the former, he went to the Sean Payton School of Coach with Brisley and worked his way up. Like the latter, he is still just turning 29 years old and already an offensive coordinator of a promising and successful young coach in Ben Johnson. Tom Brady loved Ben Johnson last offseason, and Ben Johnson loves Declan Doyle. I mean, 2 and 2 together. If Tom Brady has his number, right? He's got Ben Johnson's number. He called him. They got a hold of him. They hooked up the interview. He took the interview last year. He didn't want to take the interview, but he took it for Tom Brady. So don't tell me that Tom Brady can't call this dude and be like, what do you think of this guy? Is he head coach potential? Should we wait? So I'm sure that's already been done too. I would venture to say I'm sure that's already been talked about. Johnson poached Doyle, who was the tight end coach for who? The Denver Broncos, right? All this stuff comes together. It all clicks back. It's a connection. It's a tight circle in the NFL. Again, it's who you know in the NFL. And the Broncos have brought in Sam Webb. The Broncos have brought in Vance Joseph. The Broncos have looked at two coaches, assistant coaches, and a defensive coach from the Denver Broncos, right? Another guy who's been under the Sean Payton tree. So obviously somebody, whether it's Spy Tech, whether it's Tom Brady, really, really seems to love Sean Payton and what he's done with the Denver Broncos. And why wouldn't you love a guy in Sean Payton that could have took any job in the NFL and decided he was going to go to the AFC West and face Harbaugh and Andy Reid twice a year, right? One of the toughest divisions in football, the AFC West. And that's where he chose to go. So Sean Payton's got balls. His coaching staff, disciples from there. So Declan came from the Denver Broncos in 2023, 2024, which was last year, to be a major component of his inaugural Chicago Bears staff. What else? Tom Brady, Doyle may quench the Ben Johnson thirst. There's a big possibility. So remember this Doyle name, right? With the background of coaching tight ends, right? Tight end coach, right? We have Brock Bowers. We have Michael Mayer. We have four, Carter Runyon. We have four tight ends in the building that are athletic that you can run A lot of 12, 13 personnel, which we were supposed to run this year, and it just didn't work out that way due to injuries, due to bad coaching, due to other shit. Um, but with the background in coaching tight ends, Doyle helped rookie Colston Loveland become the Bears' leading receiver, while he also helped Cole Komet to still being effective despite the emergence of the first year star. Sounds like a perfect coach for Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. Sounds like a perfect coach, right? To me. Um, like the other two coaches on this list, has no real play calling experience. But that doesn't mean you can't get somebody in the building like a Brian Dayball, right? That possibly would come in and willing to take the chance. You never know. Or maybe, just maybe, if they do get an interview from this man, or they do, interview him, maybe they bring Sam Webb in. They worked together last year. They know each other. One was the tight ends coach. One was the the quarterbacks coach. So I'm sure they had spent a lot of time together. And maybe the Raiders are trying to build something here with both of these guys, right? Maybe one's the offensive coordinator, one's the head coach. But like the two coaches on this list, not really a lot of play calling experience. While he has learned under two great offensive minds, he is a spring chicken in the NFL coaching world. There is something to be known that is equal parts to terrifying and expecting. But Al Davis wouldn't have been scared, right? Al Davis would have not been scared to pull the trigger. And I believe, man, I believe the Las Vegas Raiders have nothing to lose at this point. I mean, you've done it before, you've done it over and over again, and maybe they talk to Stefanski, right? Maybe they talk to a Harbaugh, and maybe both of these guys look and say, "Nah, I want too much control. The Raiders aren't willing to give me that control, right?" And maybe they move on from these guys. Um, However, maybe the Raiders say, "Let's bring in one of these younger guys." Instead of giving them a 3 year or a 5 year or a 10-year deal like Mark Davis continues to do over the last couple of years, right? Maybe they say, hey, show me you want to be a head coach. We'll give you 1 year. 1 year. Show me what you can do. This is what we expect from you. Can you meet these goals? And if so, we're guaranteeing you 5 years after that. But you're on a 2 year prove it deal, or 1 year is probably crazy insane, but a 2 year prove it deal or a 3 year contract with a 2 year prove it deal. This is what we expect. You must meet these goals. We must see this development in the organization and these things going up. Passing yards per game, rushing yards per game, right? We must see these things get better. Offensive line, defensive line, pressure on the quarterback, being able to protect our quarterback. And if you can't deliver these things, then don't take the job, right? Because there's a lot of guys, like I just said, like Sean Payton, who was willing to step into the AFC and prove that he could take this Broncos team with a Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was the quarterback at the time. Nobody in the NFL was thinking, Russell Wilson and Sean Payton would be a great hookup. Nah, bro. That's not anywhere close to a Drew Brees, right? So nobody thought that. It turned out he gets rid of Russell Wilson. Nobody thought that would work. 280 million dollar contract that they just said whatever, we'll pay it. We don't care. Just get out of the building. So that's balls, right? And maybe, just maybe, the Raiders get a coach like that with balls that comes in and says, "Yeah, I'll take that deal because I believe in myself. And if you're not going to invest in yourself, who's going to invest in you, right?" So if the Raiders could get one of these guys to come in, invest in themselves, and prove, that they want to be a coach, that they want to be here for the long haul, I think that's the best way to go. And I believe one of these young guys that are 29, 30 years old, you know, that have plenty of time, that if this fails for the Raiders, yeah, you might not get another job as a head coach for a while, but you'll get a job as an offensive coordinator, right? You'll get a job as an assistant somewhere, and you can just go prove your worth again, right? And everybody knows that whoever takes this job, if you fail, Nobody's going to hold it against you in the NFL community, right? They might hold it against you that you took the job, but if you fail, I mean, everybody's expecting whoever takes the Raiders job to fail, right? After Pete Carroll failed, I don't believe there's anybody that's looking at this Raiders team and going, yeah, whoever comes in, is gonna knock this shit out the park. It's gonna be a home run, right? I just don't feel like that's the case, man. So I believe go young. Unleashed Raider wants to do my favorite fan. The Raiders in 2007, the Super Bowl Raiders. 2027. I ain't gonna be mad at it. I'm going. It's going well. Thank you. Salute, salute. I love this channel. Appreciate you, man. It's so chill. Nice. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Means a lot. If we could just get more of you in here. No. Just playing. Um, could have um, could have could have been good from 62. I don't know. Excited for the new era of kickers. The average is going to be 50 to 60 soon. Some of these dudes have cannons for legs. Yes, and I tried to tell Raider Nation, Cam Little. I tried to tell y'all, Cam Little. But nobody talked about Cam Little. Nobody wanted to mention it. I said, was it time last year to have the Daniel Carlson conversation? He hadn't hit but two field goals over 50 yards in the last 2 years or 3 years. That's a crazy number. He was, perfect for under 50 yards or 48 yards, but 48 yards and above, he was like 2 for 8 or some shit over the last couple years. I watched Cam Little with his little big ass leg sit there and warm ups in Arkansas and Fayetteville kick field goal after field goal from 60, 65 yards. I think the dude probably could kick, probably from the 40, probably from the other team's 40, and like consistently. I mean, that dude's crazy, got a crazy leg, and these dudes are just getting, bigger, stronger, faster, more accurate. I wouldn't be surprised if pretty soon the NFL, makes the field goals closer together. Might cost a little bit of money, but shit, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, man, I like it. Not many people like special teams, and it's not a big thing for most people. But I like special teams. I like, kickoff returns for touchdowns. I love punt returns for touchdowns. I love seeing nobody caring, calling for a fair catch and ah, getting rocked, right? That's the kind of football I love. I like, you know, field goals from distances that nobody thinks you're gonna make, like Cam Little made for um, Jacksonville in the playoff or in the preseason, 70 yards, right? That shit's exciting. Like that's crazy. If nobody's done it before and somebody does it in a game on TV, to me that's cool as hell. I think it should be celebrated more. And a lot of people just, don't give credit to special teams, but without special teams, damn, how good would offenses and defenses be? How good would quarterbacks be? A lot of quarterbacks that are good in the NFL, right? They're not starting from the 25-yard line every time. Some of these cats are starting from the 35, the 40, 32-yard line, right? If your average start is 32 to 36-yard line, instead of starting at the 20 or the 25, makes it a lot easier. If you're starting from the 2-yard line instead of the 25 or the 35, it also makes it a lot more difficult. Ty Simpson has declared, salute Al Davis was a Maverick. Yes, he was. He was the Maverick. Maverick, Rebel. Um, yeah, we talked about it a little bit. Alex, I didn't see you yesterday, so I'll talk about it a little bit more. I think, you know, I really feel like Ty should have probably stayed at least one more year. Maybe should have even transferred, right? It didn't look great at Alabama. You're probably going to lose Jeremy Beard. But It's Alabama. You always got top recruits coming in. You always got guys behind them. But I think one more year. I think one more year would be better than entering college. But then again, I said it last night. You look at this, you know, you look at the people that could be declaring next year, and there could be a lot of quarterbacks in the conversation. 100% coaching matters. Bo Jackson was the greatest athlete to ever plant feet on planet soil, Earth soil. Damn, he very well could have been that. With his speed, his size, I think every step was like 3.5 yards when he was in full stride. Um, could hit the ball a mile, could play defense. I don't know what, I don't think there was anything Bo couldn't do. He probably could have played basketball too if he wanted to. Just probably couldn't, work it into the schedule. I would imagine Bo Jackson could put on some ice skates and, go play hockey too if he wanted to. So, yeah, Bo Jackson could very well be the greatest athlete. But then you got to look at guys like Deion Sanders. I mean, Michael Jordan played baseball, played basketball. There's a lot of just freakish athletes. Shit, you could even throw. Um, you could even easily throw LeBron James into that mix, right? Played football in high school. Probably could have went to college if he didn't go straight to the pros when he was 18. Definitely could have played college football. Was a freak playing wide receiver. But yeah, there has been some great ones, man, and Bo's got to be probably the number one. I don't know who was faster. Who was faster, Barry Sanders or Bo Jackson? Let me know in the comments. Cedric Jackson is on the Raiders roster. Yes, sir. The great nephew of Bo Jackson had a touchdown with the great Kenny the Snake Pickett. Yeah, I remember Bo Jackson. I watched him. I'm 41 years old. I've been a Raider fan my whole life. I know all them Raiders. Ricky Diaz, shout out to you. Appreciate you. Jags can't beat the Donkeys. Oh, Jags can beat Donkeys. Yeah, I feel like that. It's gonna be a game, bro. It's gonna be a game. Um, but I do want to ask this. Let me ask this question. Y'all gotta answer it. Put 11 people in the building. Y'all answer this question. As soon as this handoff, up the middle, another 4 or 5 yards. They're just gonna keep doing this all game. Um, the Raiders. 99 penalties on the season. That's not good coaching. That's not good coaching. I'll ask the question in a minute. That's crazy, bro. Ball on the 38-yard line. Quick pass. Oh, good defense. That ball could have maybe possibly taken the other way. Little handsy there. I don't know why that's not called. I guess both people pushing. Um, Tom Brady might be able to coach, but he can't manage an organization. Head coach in the NFL, 40% of coaches, 60% corporate CEO. You know, he's learning, bro. He's learning. Tom Brady is learning on the fly, right? Just like Mark Davis, he might be a 5-time, 7-time NFL champion, Super Bowl champion. Damn, big play by Malachi up the middle. Nice catch. And this dude is definitely this Malachi kid is definitely a slot receiver, a gap receiver, kind of like what Trey Tucker should be doing for the Raiders. he's not one of those guys you send deep, right? You don't run deep corner routes. Damn, that offensive tackle is big. You don't run deep corner routes. You don't run post routes with this dude. He's one of those, short yardage intermediate routes. If you can run some slat routes or, some passes behind the scrimmage from this kid, he's explosive. What a throw by Carson Bech again. Damn. Another great throw by Carson Bech. That's got to be a flag, bro. It's got to be a flag. But you got to catch those too. Oh my God, that. Come on, that's definitely a flag. He grabbed him pants, bro, and turned him completely around right at the rip. I remember Bo Jackson watched him with the Raiders. I've been a fan my whole life. I know all of them and Jags can beat the Donkeys. But let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. Against the Denver Broncos, right? They played a lot of teams. Kansas City, they played. Did they play the Patriots? They played, I think all the teams we played are pretty close to the same. But one thing, the Raiders defense, right, and Patrick Graham don't get enough credit because in the division against the Broncos, didn't do too well against the Chiefs in the first game or the Chargers. We just got, out coached in that. But Patrick Graham held Bo Nix, held Davis Webb, right? Davis Webb, the passing game coordinator, to their lowest numbers of the season, I do believe. Their lowest points of the season. Oh, Flea Flicker almost got sacked. So, Patrick Graham, he gets a lot of shit. He gets a lot of shit. He's had his time. He's not there. But, everybody's got bosses. And everybody's had a head coach. Antonio Pierce was a defensive coach. I'm sure he had a whole bunch of say in what Patrick was doing. Which is why when he took over as interim head coach, he was the shit. What's good, Rebel? I subbed to your channel because I dig your positive vibes. Much love. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you that. Uh, I don't even know how to say your last name, but we'll just go with Brad 3039. Appreciate you, my guy. Lifelong Raider. What's good? Raiders. Handoff up the middle, big hole, and he's gonna gash this defense all the way to the 32-yard line. Texans defense can knock out Bo Nix as well. Yeah, yeah. I think they know, if they take a look at the Raiders defense and Patrick Graham, which was what I was trying to say, but, I had an old brain fart. A lot of teams the last couple years have took the Raiders blueprint with Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham on how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, right? With or without Patrick Mahomes. The Raiders the last couple years have held their offense to nothing. Now this year, Patrick Graham was handcuffed by Pete Carroll and ran way too much cover three and didn't let him blitz enough. But over the couple years, Patrick Graham has found a way to get under the skin of Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. He's found a way to get under the skin of the Denver Broncos. I mean, not this year or last year, but 4 years before that, we beat the Broncos 8 times in a row. 4 years in a row. 3 of those were Patrick Graham. So, man, I think this man has the recipe. You just gotta, I don't know if it's only on certain days he cooks or certain schemes he cooks or whenever maybe every once in a while, Pete Carroll was like, okay, you coach this game and we'll see how it goes. I'll give you all the reins. I'll stay out of it. And then he did good. And then he was like, all right, let me get my hands back in it. I don't know how that went. Hard to have a good team when your GM and head coach are butting heads. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Greg 72 Raiders, greetings. We love you in the high desert country prison. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Raiders. What's the best Raiders channel I've ever been in? Right? This is the best channel you ever been in? Shit. Make me cry, bro. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Rebel knows all the Raiders knowledge. I don't know all, but you know, I try to stay up as best as possible. Best as possible. The Greg 72. Brian Jordan Allen Iverson was a top 100 football recruit. Facts. Facts. Allen Iverson also was a dog if he was just a little bit bigger in football. Still 17-13. Thank you, Navy vet. Big Red Machine. The Man Cave TS West. Salute you, my guy. Salute you. Raiders for life. Raiders family forever. Yes. Yes. I love it. I love the family. Love the community we're building over here. We are getting closer to 2,000. We are getting closer to 2,000. Then we'll be on our way to 3. We got some things coming up. We got some things we're gonna do for the members. So if you're not a paid member to the channel, it's $2.99, man. Sign up. We're gonna do some things. We're gonna try to get some things going in the off season where we can get everybody in a group chat. Whoever wants to pull up, you know, we could be on camera, talking bullshit. That way I can put faces to everybody because it just doesn't seem right that y'all see me every weekend and I don't get to see none of y'all. So if y'all down with it, you know, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Damn! That's a hell of a catch and a hell of a throw. One hell of a catch, one hell of a throw. Ball on the 46-yard line. I've been a Raider fan since I could say the word Raiders. I will say my whole life, but, you know, I didn't have any family that was Raider fans or nothing. But ever since I was 5 years old, and my mom's boyfriend used to watch football. Ball on the 38. Oh, and that, oh my golly, what a Trinidad Chambliss is dropping down my board. Good Lord. In the pressure moments against the NFL style defense in the Miami Hurricanes, Trinidad Chambliss with a quick throw. I don't know what you were looking at or how you did not see that safety squatting right there. Almost took that one to the house, but he couldn't even catch it. Horrible. Chambliss again throws behind the receiver. That's 2 bad throws in a row, man. 2 bad throws in a row. You can't have that from great quarterbacks that are, you know, that are supposed to change around a franchise in the next year or two at the NFL level. So, this man's going to sit for a while. He's probably going to be drafted, you know, lower rounds. But if I'm the Raiders, I'm still taking a chance on Chambliss all day. You just got to settle down, get your head in the game. We got trips to the bottom. Ball on the field side. Pass, wobbly, almost intercepted, caught, almost intercepted again. And I don't know how 5 Miami guys did not come up with that ball. But there was 5 Miami guys, and they did come up with the ball. It hit everybody's hands. Woo! Scary throw. Hit the dude in the hands, in the face, in the chest. Hit the other dude in the face. Hit the other dude in the hands. And it must have hit 7 or 8 hands. But 4th and 10, 17-13. Ole Miss will attempt to kick a field goal, 52-yard attempt. The kick is up. And it is a doinker. It is a doinker off the post. Miami's defense holds, and they will take over there. Fly. F the rest. Not F the rest, bro. You can't say that. That's my saying. It's my saying. Volo Ted, Raiders 2026. What's good? What's good? Sent the Happy New Year's. Thank you for the Happy New Year's. The man, the myth, the legend. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you. Die hard from top to bottom, right? Bleed this shit. Well, so far, Trinidad Chambers is like my scouting report has been on him. It's just not consistent enough. He has those moments where you're like, holy shit, why isn't this guy the top player in college football? And then you have those moments where you're like, why is this guy a starting quarterback for the Ole Miss? And how did they get here, right? And most of those are those turnover-worthy plays. And there's been a couple in this game he's got away with. He's got away with a lot. We got an Eagles fan. We got a Chiefs fan. Where's my Raider fans? Raiders. It's cool, though. I like that I get the diversity in here. I like to get the other fans in here that can come talk football without being disrespectful, without having to talk shit to each other or clown on each other. Even though you're a Queefs fan, you know. but yeah. What's in your wallet? Capital One? Who's got Capital One? Tomorrow, the game of the century. Y'all got to pull up. All the marbles on the line. The winner advances to the CFP championship final to face the winner of Ole Miss in Miami. I almost said Texas. Ole Miss in Miami. I can't get the Manning shit out of my head. I should have never went and watched film on him, knowing he wasn't not going to come out until next year or possibly the other year. And I told myself I wasn't going to watch film on on Arch Manning. But damn it, I don't know why I did it. Because now none of these quarterbacks mean shit to me. It's just Fernando Mendoza, yeah, it'll be okay, right? Ty Simpson, way too early. Trinidad, he's gonna have to sit for probably 2 years. Ty Simpson probably sit for 2 years. That Jordan Love style. But this man, just saying, bro, just saying. All right, in the ball. Ball in the hands of Carson Bech again from the gun. He's going to step up in the pocket, and he's going to pick up one, but he doesn't take a sack. And I love that so far about Carson Bech in this game. Not taking any losses, not taking any chances. Let your run game get you there. Make the passes when you need to. Manage the game. Control the tempo. Control the clock. Their defense hasn't been as dominant as I thought, though. I really didn't think they'd have 13 points. Another run. Run DMC and Jam Master J. You guys should trade for Mac Jones. Well, let me tell you like this, Mr. Reese Niner. Reese Niner? What's a Reese Niner? No, but yeah, I like it. I like the idea, man. Mac Jones was 17-0 at Alabama. right? Under a Nick Saban coach team. They beat Ohio State that year, who was undefeated for the national championship. And he came to the Patriots. Was he rookie of the year or runner up rookie of the year? Great play by Carson Bech to get out of bounds, pick up the first down with his legs, roll out under pressure, live to fight another day. You got nothing. Step up in the pocket. Great job. Great job. Wait, why was that? But Mac Jones, man, I wouldn't be mad at Mac Jones. Coming out of a Shanahan, Shanahan run system, handoff up the middle, and he's going to pick up 4.5, possibly 5. 9 minutes left in the third. Coming out of the Shanahan system, I wouldn't be mad at Mac Jones, man. I wouldn't be mad at Mac Jones whatsoever. If you could get him at a decent price, um, I thought he was decent with the Patriots. I thought with who do you go to after that? Who was he with after the Patriots? Somebody let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. But yeah, I wouldn't mind Mac Jones, man. Still, still can make plays with his legs, makes smart decisions. Had a good offensive line though. I will say that. I don't know, where he's gonna go is gonna have as good of offensive line, you know, or as good of run game, or of good as receiver out of the backfield as Christian McCaffrey as the 49ers. All right, ball on the 47. Handoff again. Oh my gosh, big gap. Just pounding through the gap. Picks up the first down, plus. Running backs are nice, man. I wouldn't mind one of these running backs. Wouldn't mind one of these running backs. Nice vision, nice patience. I don't know what a burst are in the open speed or any of that, but we'll have to break it down. Like I said, we will not be on the phone, so you will have to probably look for another way. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, man, if you watch this afterwards, I know a lot of people still watch my lives afterwards, but like 30 something percent of my viewers are subscribed to my channel, man. I'm trying to get to 2,000 views, so it wouldn't hurt you that if you keep watching my videos, if you like, the video, if you stay longer than a couple minutes, just subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate it. It would help me out. But I found that, I never even look at my analytics, but the other day I was checking them out, and I thought that was, I don't know, it hurt. It hurt a little bit. I was like, damn, I got less than 40% of the viewers subscribe to the channel. And with over 250,000 views, I mean, damn, if 10% of y'all would subscribe to the channel, it would really help me out. It would really help me out. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. Mac Jones was drafted to the Patriots in the first round. Yes. Yes, Raiders Unleashed. I wouldn't be mad at it. He's a free agent. Oh my God, you cannot drop that pass right in your hands. Sullivan, what's good? What's good? From Candy's channel. You mad cool, bro. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. I did subscribe. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words. All right, we got a bunch trip to the top. They send the top receiver out wide. Beck has all time, steps up in the pocket. He's going to take off and scramble, and he's fighting, dragging people. Short of the first down, it looks like, and it'll be fourth and 1, 4.5. But it looks like it's field goal range, so not too bad. Not too bad, not too bad. Three tight ends. Woohoo! Love the 13 personnel. Go with the big dogs. Oh, and they're just pushing the pile. Damn. Hit at the line of scrimmage and picks up 6. That's mad craziness. Why can't the Raiders' offensive line be that good? Why? Why? God, I can't wait till we get to that point with Ashton Jeanty where he could just get to the pile and the pile just moves, right? So many times his vision runs him into the back of dudes, right? Right up their ass crack. But the pile never moves. It's just stagnant. All right, goes the other way. Handoff up the middle, another big hole, and he's going to pick up another 5. I feel like I really shouldn't be commentating this game anymore because it's basically y'all know what's going to happen. When Miami has the ball, they're going to hand off. They're going to pick up 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7. Over and over and over again. This offensive line is just moving bodies. And I'm really going to have to go do some homework on this offensive line. I don't know who is coming out, who is staying in, who might commit, who's a senior, who's not. But damn, this offensive line, number 70, whatever his name is, I do not know. But I do know that boy is big. That boy is big. Come on, work, work, work. Why can't I get stats? I'm on the wrong channel. I need stats. All right, 4 minutes left in the third quarter. It is 17-13. Ball on the 20-yard line. 3rd and 7. Ball on the 19-yard line. And there is a flag thrown. False start. That's not good. That's not good. Getting ready for the wild card games this weekend. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking of wild card games, let's pregame. Let's pregame. I don't watch football, maybe bet, but still show support for Rebels channel. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You ain't gotta be a football fan. Like, we smoke trees. We do all kinds of shit in here. It's fun. We can talk about whatever, you know, all day. Beck. Ball's tipped in the air and it's intercepted. And that's just another one of those plays where Carson Bech just can't catch a break. Just can't catch a break. That's not his fault. Well, I mean, I guess it is your fault. You gotta throw into the windows. You can't try to throw over a 6'8" defensive lineman that gets his hands up. Yeah, you can't throw that ball. Yeah, you can't throw that ball. You can't. I don't know where. It was a good idea. It was a good idea. He definitely had a receiver open on the corner. Definitely had a receiver open on the route, but yeah, yeah, you got 2 guys right there, and you're gonna try to get it through 2 of them. This just on the line of scrimmage makes absolutely no sense. No sense whatsoever. What about tomorrow's games, Rebel? What do you think? Who do you think is taking the win? Raiders family forever. Yes, sir. Raiders family. That's what's up for supporting the channel, bro. Right? Hell yeah. Appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate every one of y'all. The game's tomorrow. All right, what are the games Saturday? I forgot. I forgot again. I forgot again. I don't know what the games are. Hold on. Let's find out. I know who does know. I know who does know. Saturday's NFL schedule.
The Rams will face the Panthers on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. The Packers will take on the Bears at 7 p.m.
That's it? Just two games? Oh, well, I guess it's just two games. So, Saturday, January 10th at 3:30 p.m. The Rams will take on the Carolina Panthers, a team that is hot with Bryce Young, a team that has Tedero McMillan over 1,000 yards this season, a team that has a defense that has been a little bit of a problem for a lot of teams in the NFL this year, a team that also has a very overlooked Rico Dattle, who I said last year when he was a free agent, I was like, man, if you need somebody to complement Genty if they go that route, Rico Dattle would be that dude, right? Cause good speed to the outside, small, could get skinny, can get through the offensive line, hits the gaps with power. Not a patient guy, not a guy that's gonna make a lot of cuts, but a guy that's gonna drag bodies, that has that low center gravity, that keeps moving his feet, and you know Carolina Panthers are gonna be. They're gonna be a. I think they're gonna give it a game. I think they're gonna give it a game. I definitely do. But I got the Rams winning this one. If their defense can hold up, I said earlier, this is a big, big question. Can the defense hold up for the Rams under Chris Shula? Is the moment going to be too big for them in the playoffs? And I know they did good last year, but they got some different teams they're facing this year with some different offenses. Then you have the Packers and the Bears on Saturday Night Football at 7 p.m. Now, this is a game I like, right? This is a game I like. The first two were fun as hell. Chambliss goes deep. Oh, and oh my God. Oh. Oh, that's why you play safety. Oh, that's why you play safety. That's why you play corner. That's why you play corner. That's why you play safety. That's why neither one of you are on the offense. You no hand, concrete finger having mofos. Oh my goodness, how do you not come up with that? How do you not come up with that? My 3-year-old grandson could have caught that football. Bro, he put it right in his hands. you, you ain't even got to do nothing. If he wouldn't have closed them, he probably would have caught the ball. I mean, just put him there. It would have landed right. It was right there, right there, right there, for both guys. Hit one guy, hit the next guy, and you can't catch it. It's sad, bro. Sad, sad. Nice throw by Chambliss where only the receiver can catch it. Maybe not even the receiver. Great catch by the receiver to go help your guy out. Maybe bet. Sniping people. What college name are you streaming tomorrow? Rebel. Yeah, Oregon and Indiana. The battle for number one and two. Which quarterbacks will be first and second in the NFL draft? Will Dante Moore have more touchdowns, have better play than Fernando Mendoza? Will he do more or do enough to be talked about as the number one, like many are saying? If Moore came out, he's over Mendoza. I'm not there yet. Now, if you're saying they both got to sit for a year, we talked about this, and I'm kind of there. Miami is finally getting a new head coach. Are you happy? Are you good, Mike? You didn't want Mike Daniels no more? McDaniels no more? You happy he's getting the boot? Oh yeah, that's because there's a game Monday, right? Game Monday. So I have the Bears, man. I have the Bears winning the second game. Trinidad Chambliss incomplete overthrows his receiver. Two games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and one Monday. Thank you, appreciate that. Over 6 tonight on third downs. That's got to be hard. That's what she said. That's got to be hard. And he can't get away. Back to the line of scrimmage. Under pressure, the pocket collapses. Trinidad tried to Trinidad magic, but I think he's all magicked out. Indiana looks like the future home of the Bears. Huh. They don't want to be in that failed city anymore? That would be a hot take, bro. Christopher. Christoph. My bad. I mean to pronounce your name wrong. But that's a hot take right there. The Bears moving out of Chicago? Oh my God. He hit the same spot, the same upright in the same spot, but this time it fell in. 17-16, 22 seconds left in the third, and we have a battle. Winner goes to the national championship game. But that would be crazy. I don't know Indiana. They already have the Colts in Indiana, right? Is it big enough to have two teams? I mean, I don't know. And I just don't, I don't know. I see them getting a new stadium or something before that happens. Cheers again. Yes, yes. Cheers again. We are cheersing a lot tonight. we are lots um, they are in talks about leaving Chicago because they need a new stadium. The franchise doesn't get along with Chicago. Raiders had that same problem. I deleted my message. I haven't had to snipe anybody tonight, by the way. Thank you, chat, for being disrespectful. Shout out to the chat. See, we can get along. We can come in here. We ain't got to have the trolls, even if they do come in and troll, they change their tone and hang out and chill. You know, it's a great little great little vibe. Great little vibe. Chicago doesn't want to give them a new stadium. You know, I know how that goes, man. I know how that goes. The Rams had that problem. The Raiders have had that problem. The Tennessee Titans are finally getting theirs. A lot of teams have that problem. So, sometimes it's time to go, man. It's time to go, right? Appreciate the 100 times, 100 times, 100 times, 10 times, 100. Appreciate you. But that would be crazy, man. That'd be crazy. I really kind of got used to the fact that St. Louis had a team. Not that it mattered, but I just got used to calling them the St. Louis Rams, and then they moved back to L.A. And now they're L.A. Rams again, and I still call them St. Louis. So, you know, the Cleveland moving, the Houston Oilers moving. There's the Raiders moving. A lot of teams move. It did not help the Baltimore Ravens, former Cleveland Browns, for a long, long time, right? It did help. Arnie Garza in the building. My favorite questionnaire. Appreciate you, my guy. How you doing? But yeah, it'd be crazy. Times change all the time, right? Nobody thought that the Oakland Raiders would be in Las Vegas. I never thought there would be an NFL team, because of betting, because of gambling, because of all that shit, you know, the mob and mafia and all that shit. So, but because of all that shit, I never thought there would be a professional football team in Vegas. I lived there 26 years of my life, and I leave, and they have my football team comes there. It's just my luck, bro. Just the story of my life. Story of my life. Question: Who is a better quarterback? Beck, Trinidad, Mendoza, or more? Who is a better quarterback? I'm gonna answer your question with a question before I get. Who is a better quarterback now, or who is a better quarterback ready for the NFL? Let me know, and then I'll answer. Damn cold. Some bullshit. Oh yeah, in case nobody asked, I was supposed to have the grandson tonight, but yeah, it had got canceled. I honestly believe anything short of a Super Bowl win will result in the Bears leaving Chicago. A Super Bowl win might justify a new stadium. Now and ready for the NFL. Now and ready for the NFL. Okay, give me a second. Um, right now, I'm kind of leaning Carson Beck. If we're saying best, all around quarterback, I know the interceptions, but we seen by the tip ball, right? They're not always his fault. Who's the more ready quarterback for the NFL? I believe it's Carson Beck. I believe it's Carson Beck, and I argued with ECG over this, and he was right. I think right now Carson Beck has Miami in the playoffs. Nobody thought Miami would be in the playoffs this year. So, I really feel like it's Carson Beck. Mendoza, I believe, is the most intelligent, you know, the least turnover worthy, a guy that makes better decisions. But again, I don't know. I kind of get this, you know, snap ball, 3 second throw ball, right? Everything seems to be like on a timing thing. When the pocket breaks down, once in a while, I've seen him make some great plays and throw, but not all the time. So smart wise, it's got to be Mendoza for sure. Upside, that could be more, or more R. Chambliss. I think Chambliss might have the most upside, but I think he's got a way to go. Honestly, got that now in the NFL. I miss Warren Moon, Houston Oilers team. Yeah, and good thing we have the internet nowadays, and we can go back and watch film on Warren Moon, right? You can go back and watch that shit. And if you haven't, if you're younger generation and you don't even know who the hell Warren Moon is, or the Houston Oilers, because you might be like, who the fuck is the Houston Oilers, right? They were in the NFL. When is this, right? Well, they used to be. Now they're the Tennessee Titans. They jumped ship. They got a new stadium, a new fan base. A lot of them moved with them. So it happens in the NFL. But you can go back and check out Warren Moon. It's worth watching. Like the spin on the ball is is ridiculous. The 80-yard passes. Like I don't know if he threw 80 yards, but it seemed like it. Effortless, right? Effortless. Just juking guys, smooth as hell. way before his time. Way before his time. Like if Warren Moon played in nowadays, God, I couldn't even imagine how good the man would be. Because back then, coaches didn't know what to do with those players, right? They had no idea what to. They're like, why is this motherfucker running the ball? Excuse my language. Why is this mofo running the ball, right? They didn't know. They had no idea. They're like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Holy shit, he didn't get sacked. Like, he missed this guy, he missed this guy, he missed this guy, and he's 30 yards up the field, right? They had no idea what was going on. When they started figuring out with, guys like that and Randall Cunningham and shit, like, it still took many years. And even now, right? Even now, there's so many offenses that don't know how to use a mobile quarterback to his strengths. But those definitely were the days. He had a big home field advantage inside the Astrodome. That was bless you. That was another thing. The Astrodome. Playing inside a building in Houston, like, which I never understood. You're in one of the hottest places in Houston, Texas. Why the hell are you in a dome? Why did they have a dome there? I don't know. I don't know. Question: who is your dark horse team to trade up to number one? The Rams. The Rams. I think if Matthew Stafford ball on the 45-yard line, Carson Bech will be sacked, cannot get away from the pressure. Perkins, another guy to watch out for, come flying in off the edge. Untouched. The running back had no chance. Tried to chip him, but got plowed over like a leaf by a dump truck. But I think the Rams, right? If Matthew Stafford, if they win a Super Bowl this year, he might just say, I'm done, with the back issues, but he's been good this year. If they don't win a Super Bowl, he might more than likely come back, but he might just say, shit, I won one, I've been close, right? I'm done. So it all depends on what Matthew Stafford, wants to do. But if they already know Matthew Stafford's decision, I could see them moving up for Fernando Mendoza, right? They have 2 first-round picks. They didn't think the pick with Atlanta or whoever the hell they traded with, I believe it was Atlanta, but they didn't think that pick was going to work. Going to be in the top 10 like it is, or top 11 pick or whatever it is right now. I think they fell out of the top 10. But they have 2 picks, right, in the top 18. So the Rams could definitely be a dark horse to move up and get a quarterback if they don't have Matthew Stafford. They might believe in Jimmy G. They might have Matthew Stafford for one more year and say, let's go get Fernando Mendoza and let him learn under a Matthew Stafford for a year before Matthew Stafford retires. So I would watch for the Rams, to move up. I don't really know what position the Rams would need. I mean, every team needs help. I mean, you might go get a wide receiver because you don't know, Devontae Adams. You're not too sure on his health with the hamstring, with his age. But Devontae Adams could play as long as his legs will hold up, I'm sure. Jordan Love, consistent and good. If he can stay healthy. Question: what is your draft grade for our draft class this year? I think you asked me this question, and I don't know who drafted what. I didn't really get to see enough of the draft class, but if I'm going out off of, what I had them last year, I had them at a B minus. Hey, Navy vet, B minus. I had them at a B minus. Right at the edge of the B minus, B plus, somewhere in there. Because I figured there was going to be more production from Jack Bech. I figured we were going to see more of Tonka Hemingway. I thought we were going to see more of Caleb Rogers. I thought, at the end of the year, especially with our record and Forsythe being the left tackle, I just really, really don't know how and can't fathom the fact that we didn't see more of Charles Grant. So it's kind of hard to evaluate him. But the snaps I've seen from Charles Grant, I was super impressed with, especially with the fact that Brendan Carroll was the offensive coordinator and the run game coordinator. You know, I was very impressed with what I seen. Would love to see more of it. Same with Caleb Rogers. Very impressed with that. Impressed with Ashton Genty and what he did behind that offensive line. Jack Bech, I was impressed every time he was on the field. His blocking, you know, his his hands, his route running looked like he should have been out there all year long. So probably probably at the same. It was right about where I thought it was. It was right, you know, a B, a B, maybe a C plus, possibly a C plus. I mean, not a lot of production. So if you're looking at production wise, you got to be in the C. But if we're looking at evaluation from the little bit that we've seen and what could possibly be, I mean, you have to give it at least a B, and it could possibly turn out to be an A plus. So ask me that question again at the end of the season, and we'll see where we're at then. Remember to ask me that question, because right now I don't think it's changed much. I don't think any of them really let me down, or any of them were a bust. Um, okay, I guess Dante Thornton kind of I expected a little bit more. I didn't expect him to not have a catch in the last 8 or 9 games. I didn't expect him to have the drops he did. I really didn't expect, as many balls to hit his hands and him not be able to catch it with two hands and one ball. So that, but I believe that was a Pete Carroll guy, right? I really believe that was a Pete Carroll guy. We didn't get to see a lot of Darian Porter, and again, that was a Pete Carroll guy. So, yeah, somewhere at a B. Raiders may never win again. We won the last game of the season, dog. What you talking about? Rebel, who is better, Riley Leonard or AOC 4? AOC 4? AOC. It was no question, no question. You know, Riley Leonard started out as the third string quarterback, but he moved to the backup role, which Aiden O'Connell never had his rookie year. He was third on the totem pole. And when he got thrown into the game, it was against the Chargers in a division game. Riley Leonard didn't really get put into the football, into the game until the last 2 games of the season. He got to play a little bit. So he had a lot more time to learn. Mobile wise, right? It's Riley Leonard all day. But he showed me a lot, which, I had already knew this. I already knew Riley Leonard was going to be one of the best quarterbacks in this draft class, along with Jackson Dart, along with Tyler Shuck, right? We talked about it all year long. So you know how I feel. That's why you asked about Riley Leonard. And I was impressed. I was very impressed. Riley Leonard is going to be one of them ones. And I believe there could be a chance that, through a whole camp, right? If you let him be the one, he could be that guy. But even being the backup, right, through camp, I think he's going to show some things. Whether it's, Daniel Jones, no matter who it is, I think he's going to show some people. And I was impressed by Riley Leonard. But, even the Notre Dame fans, bro, even the Notre Dame fans had Riley Leonard fifth round, sixth round, which that's where he went. But I told him, I was like, bro, that's a second round quarterback all day. All day. And if they would have let him pass more in Notre Dame, I believe Riley would have been a first round quarterback. So shout out to Riley Leonard, man. But AOC in his rookie year was just more accurate, had got to play more. But if you compare their first 2 games together, right? Their first 2 games, it's Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard definitely had a better first start than Aiden O'Connell. I mean, Aiden O'Connell did lead him back and almost won the game after being sacked 7 times. So there is that aspect, right? Riley Leonard did come in against a top 10 offensive line that had their team at 8-1 at one time in the season, or 8-0. So there is that aspect. All right, ball in the 48. Chambers throws first down. Caden Lee taking a hit. Flag on the play. Caden Lee with a great catch. Great catch. Go Raiders. Appreciate you, Alex. Alex Quails? Qualls? I can't spell. I can't read either. Damn. Another targeting call? Just let the kid play football, bro. You can't call it. You can't call that targeting. You can't call that targeting. The man caught the ball. He caught the ball in his stomach. He's turning around. The defender is falling to the ground, but the man was already launched. He had already left his feet trying to hit him, and the dude started falling down afterwards. They ended up hitting helmet to helmet. They're going to call it more than likely because he launched and left his feet. But that should not be a flag in football, bro. That is not his fault. I mean, come on. When he started to go, which you can't stop once you start, once you're broke down and on one foot, getting ready to jump, what can you do? And then the guy caught it here and then just turned around and started falling. So they both fell together, ended up being helmet helmet. I don't think it was intentional. And plays like that cost teams football games, bro. It didn't look like the guy was trying to hit the kid helmet to helmet. Didn't look like, you know, there was no ill intent. And you're gonna disqualify the kid. That's just horrible. That's horrible for football. That's a bad look, man. That's a bad look, really. It's just a bad look. Like the dude did everything he could. You might have could have twisted, fell down. Like I don't know, landed on your head. I don't know what you could have did, bro. I don't know what he could have did different to not get a penalty call right there. I mean, this makes no sense. Makes no sense. All right, 8 minutes and 40 seconds left. Handoff. Makes a man miss, but not for long. It's like the NFL. Not for long. Not for long. Do y'all think Ole Miss could score right here on this Miami defense? They've came down and been in field goal range. They missed one, hit the other one. It's very, very close. Handoff and Lacey up the middle. Solid run. He's going to pick up 5, and they are down to the 5-yard line. 7 minutes and 54 seconds left. 17-16. Second and goal. And poor Carson Bech. The team plays great. The defense plays great. And one costly turnover, which he seems to have at least one every other game, could end up costing this young man a national championship. It's funny how the ball bounces. No showers. It's a nice drive from Ole Miss, man. Nice drive from Ole Miss. They stayed in every single game. Wait, have they been blown out at all this year? Oh, gotta love commercial breaks. Gotta love commercial breaks. All right, back to the game. So, who do you want to see the most in the college football championship? Do you want to see Fernando Mendoza in Indiana versus Trinidad Chambliss? Do you want to see him battle against Carson Beck in Miami? Or would you like to see it the other way around? No, no. Oh, God. Akeem Mesidor's arm does not look good, bro. Getting ready to go into the NFL draft. He might not declare. He might just wait another year. That is not good. That looked nasty. I hope everything is okay. That was bad. And that's bad for Miami's defense, losing their best defensive end, or second best defensive end. Ball on the 5 yard line. Chambliss is going to keep it, and he picks up one. Waste of time, waste of time. Too much motion didn't mess the defense up at all. Everybody stayed in their spots. They're locked in. Third down. Ball on the 6. Trips to the top. Man in motion. Chambers throws. Dropped. Lacey could not hold on. And they will kick another field goal. Field goal, field goal, field goal, field goal. If they could just get one touchdown inside the red zone, hit the man in his chest, hit him in his hands. Couldn't get any better. Can't hold on, right? I think you're supposed to pull it in, not catch like this. I got it. Whew. From the deep hash. Nice kick. And the Ole Miss Rebels take the lead 1917 with 7 minutes left. Eli Manning in the booth with his Rebels. Lane Kiffin probably sitting at home watching his former team. And the man that took his job still winning in the playoffs without Lane Kiffin. Does this look good for Lane Kiffin? Does it look bad for Lane Kiffin? Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. Weird. What the hell's going on? I don't know why they just froze. Can y'all hear me? Where you going? Word. Huh? Word. Love you. Be safe. Shit just started and reset and froze on me and said stream cannot continue. So let me know if y'all can hear me. Thumbs up. Love you back. Thumbs up if you can hear. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. I hate this delay. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Sometimes when it restarts like that or freezes like that, it doesn't let me know. And I'll be sitting here talking and rambling on because I go on those rambles where I could just ramble and ramble and ramble. But I will say one thing that I don't want to wish on anybody because it's not good luck, it's not good karma, right? It's not good. But I would not be mad. I would not be mad if Bryce Young, Tedero McMillan, and them Carolina Panthers upset the Rams tomorrow for one reason and one reason only. Maybe, just maybe Mike LaFleur might be on the Raiders head coaching list and they could get it done and over with before the rest of the playoffs and the Super Bowl and all that stuff that you got to wait for. And they can have their guy in the building building their staff. Because the faster the teams hire their head coach, the faster that man can get the staff together. And you want the top pick of the litter, right? Don't you want the best running back coach, the best offensive coordinator, the best O line coach, the best running game coordinator, the best passing game coordinator, right? Those are positions that you need to fill. And if you're taking third or fourth best, like the Raiders have done for the last 8 years, oh, good Lord. Great pass interference, flags all over the field. Is it offense? Is it defense? Stay tuned because I don't know. Pass interference on the defense. That was a way underthrown ball for a guy that I've been talking up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. Yeah, that's man, 35-yard pass and that ball lost spin, that ball lost air, and it dropped like a it dropped like a damn rock out of the sky. So I'm gonna have to keep a little bit more eye on this Carson Bech arm. He don't throw very many throws that far. So we're gonna have to do a little bit more scouting on this. I'm gonna have to look at Carson Beck's deep throws on the all 22 because after 35 yards, I don't know if he was under pressure, if he was throwing off his back foot. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I just seen him throwing the ball in the air, and it was not a great throw for a 35-yard pass, man. Handoff, to the outside, great bounce. Stiff arms a man, goes out of bounds, and just like that, Miami Hurricanes are in business. 20-yard run, 16-yard run. I couldn't see it all, man. I couldn't see it. Raider Nation, come on. Come on, Raider Nation. Sooner the better, right? 100%. The sooner the better. So I don't want to wish the Rams to lose because, if my Raiders can't. Oh, slippage. And he goes down. That's the second time he slipped, bro. Fletcher Jr. just can't keep his feet underneath him. I don't know if it's the field, the moisture, or what, but that's the second or third time that he took a handoff or caught a ball and just slipped. Got to change those cleats. Got to do something. All right. You got a bunch trip set. Man in motion to make it 2x2. Quick screen pass. And a big play. Malachi is up. He is through. Touchdown, Miami. I didn't have enough time to say 20, 15, 10, and 5 because that boy is lightning fast. Lightning McQueen fast. Whew. Malachi Tony again, once again. And I said this, what was it, last week? Didn't he run the kickoff return back for a touchdown? The second drive, I thought. This dude is lightning, bro. Reminds me of a Trey Tucker. Just a little bit more strength, a little bit more powerful, maybe a little bit better hands. But how Trey Tucker should be used, I should say. And it is 24-19. Miami jumps back on top. And we got a shootout here. Not really a shootout on the other side. They just kick field goals. But those field goals add up. They add up very, very, very slowly. Very slowly. Shout out to everybody in here, man. 33 people came in. I had 40 likes. I don't know if y'all keep double tapping or not, but they go up, they go down. But appreciate for all the likes. Appreciate everybody that's rocked and made it for the 3 hours and 22 minutes we have been live for this college football playoff matchup. That's a tough run, bro. That's a tough run after the catch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. Man, that's a 40-yard run. That's 35, 40-yard run. On a catch behind the line of scrimmage with one blocker. And that'll make up for the Carson Bech tipped interception to make him look bad because that'll add to his touchdown total for this college football playoffs. And again, he is about ready to make it. Possibly. I'm not going to jinx him. But he has a chance to make it 26-2 over top 25 AP teams. This might be a quarterback you want on your team. He might be a guy you want on your team. If somebody could just get him to have better vision, better decision making, maybe it's the playbook. Maybe he's not all in it, right? Maybe he's just maybe he's going off of his arm, off of his arm talent and his God-given, skills. And maybe he doesn't think he has to be in the playbook that much. I don't know. But this interception was definitely a tip, and I've seen more. But I've seen some throws where I'm just like, why? Like, why? What are you thinking there? All right. 5 minutes down 5. Trinidad Chambliss, all day to throw. Nice spiral over the top. Out at the 45-yard line. Picks up 21. Nice gain. And the 13-1 Ole Miss Rebels are down 5 to Miami without one of their top defensive ends, which is going to be a problem. Without Akeem Mesidor, bro. That's going to be a problem. And his arm was I don't know. I can't even bend my arm like that. But his arm was up like this, and somebody landed on it. And, yeah, it was nasty. It was nasty. It was nasty. Might be a problem. Especially going into the combine, man. That's not going to be, that's why I hate it for these kids. I hate it that they have to, play this long, and then you only got 4 months to get ready for the combine. You got the Senior Bowl there if you go to play there. All right, 2 by 2, man in motion, making trips to the top. Nice throw by Trinidad Chambers. Couldn't hold on, caught it on the back of the man's helmet, and lost it when he hit the ground. Incomplete. Incomplete. It's a nice catch. You had it in your hands. Oh, the defender knocked it out. Okay. That we gotta watch these these Miami corners, bro. I don't know which ones are in the draft or if any of them come out. But I'm gonna have to go do some homework on these too, cause that's like the third or fourth time I've seen these dudes making plays. One in the end zone, one right there that should have been a catch and a first down. And maybe it's not just their front seven that's nasty in Miami. Maybe it's the whole damn defense. Safety's looking good, corners looking good. They can't catch the ball, but they can sure the hell break it up. Sometimes that's all that matters. As long as the other team don't catch the damn thing, right? That's the goal. That's the goal. Speaking of goal, I have a goal. Y'all have a goal? Cheers. Cheers. I have a goal. That one day, the Las Vegas Raiders will let me light the torch. I want to light the torch. Speaking of lighting the torch, shout out to Brian Fowler, man. If y'all don't know who Brian Fowler is, the autumn wind, man. Shout out to this man. He broke a record last year for the most consecutive games. A Guinness record or a Raiders record. I don't know if he was in the Guinness from last year. I do believe so. For the most consecutive Raider games at some crazy astronomical number. I believe in the 50s. All in autumn wind. Go check out my guy, man. Go to his channel. Give him some love. Go watch the journey. It's all filmed. It's all recorded. Go show him some love, right? Go check it out. Go watch it. Just just crazy, crazy that this man has, you know, the amount of games he went to this season. I think it's 56 or 53 or some shit. Not just Raider games, away games, home games, every game. And I think he still made it to every Raiders game. I do believe. Trinidad Shameless is going to break away out of the backfield and pick up a first down. So, go check out All In, Autumn Win. Just a crazy, crazy, crazy mission accomplished, right? Feat, whatever you want to say. Goal, right? Absolutely tremendous. To be in the Guinness Book of World Records, somebody that's a Raider fan would love, would love, would love. That's on my bucket list is to beat that record one day. So if I ever hit the lottery or if I ever, you know, have this business blow up, guess where I'm gonna be? Trying to beat Brian Fowler's record. But like, that's where I'm gonna be. All in, autumn win. My guy. Salute to him, man. Y'all should give him a thumbs up in the chat. Give him the love in the chat, the heart. Trinidad Chambers all day to throw touchdown. All miss. And he is him, he says. He is him, he says. Look at Trinidad Chambers stepping up after 3 or 4 very, very bad turnover worthy plays. When the pressure is on, when it's the fourth quarter, when they need this man, the guns come out. The guns come out, bro. Trinidad Chambers. I'm telling you, golly. 25-24, 3:13 left. Ole Miss goes for two. Two backfields. Two. No, I don't know what they're doing. They're moving guys around everywhere. So, Chambliss throws, caught. 2-point conversion is done. And we have a 3-point ball game. Now, they can't just kick a field goal to win. They must kick a field goal to tie or score 7. So, man, oh man, oh man. What a game, what a game. Trinidad Chambers, say what you will about the turnover worthy plays. Say what you will about, the inconsistency. Like I said earlier, he's just got it. He's just got it. This ball is thrown 7 yards before the man starts his break. He knows where he's going to be. He knows the route. He lets the ball go. The receiver, tight end, whoever the hell it is, look like a tight end. He's big as hell. Um, Runs a great route. Ball on the money. Same with the 2 point conversion, right? Lets the ball go. Lets the man chase it, get underneath it. If he could just make it, if he could just make it, right? The dude's got, the lower body to be able to last in the NFL, right? Not like some of these guys like JD5 or Fernando Mendoza who, are fragile at the waist, or fragile in the legs, fragile at the hips. This dude's got big ass legs, right? He's got, wide hips. He's got what, a lot of players that say, people that got, junk in the trunk, they're just better players. They got better balance, better center of gravity. And he's a thick ass quarterback, man. He's thick. And if I haven't said it before, I like Trinidad Chambers. I like Trinidad Chambers. I like this kid, man. This Jackson Dart comp is starting to, you know, I said it a couple days ago. That Jackson Dart comp, underthrown ball by Carson Bech again, hoping to get a flag, and damn it, I might have spoke too soon about the most underrated quarterback. How much is that? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 yards again, bro. 30 yards again. He put too much touch on it, had no spin on it, and the ball's just it's just a rainbow. Like there's no touch. You could have led the receiver. That's a touchdown all day. That was another bad throw by Carson Beck. Man, that's a couple in a row. All day in the pocket, throws to the sideline, caught. Nice little out route there. Nice little timing throw. Can't complain about that. But damn, them deep throws over 30, 35 yards for Carson Beck. Seems to be a problem. Seems to be a problem. You need to get that you get that wrist spinning a little bit more. Get some torque on that ball. Handoff up the middle. Franklin Jr. picks up another 7. I don't know how many yards he has in this game, but it feels like he's averaging at least 5 or 6 yards a game, at least. And his backup probably is too. Like they just run the ball over and over again. All day to throw, steps up into pressure. That's a great ball. Lots of spin, and he throws a dime and they can't catch it. Damn. I don't know how far that was. Oh, come on, go back to the beginning. Come on, dude. That's right in your flipping hands, bro. That's right in your hands. You pulled your hands into your face and it bounced off your face mask. Come on. They teach you to catch like this, not like this. There's a reason. You do drill after drill after drill with a triangle and the ball hits in a triangle. There's a reason. So you don't pull it into your face like he did and just cost Miami what could have been a big play. And it'll now be 2nd and 8, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 8 coming up. I just said that. Damn it, announcer. Deleted messages. Cheers. Oh yeah, cheers. I forgot about that. Cheers. But cheers again. Ah, cheers, 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 cheers. 3rd and 8. Deep, deep. And it's deep too into the fourth quarter. 2-minute warning. Down by 3. Can Carson Beck be that man for Miami to get them to their first college championship I could be mistaken, but I do believe since Jimmy Johnson. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. Let's look at it. Okay, wait. Let's cheers first, and then we'll look at it. Let's cheers and look at it at the same time. Fuck it. Um, when was the last time Miami Hurricanes won the college football championship? 'The Miami Hurricanes last won the championship in 2000. I need glasses. 2001. They finished the season undefeated as 12-0 against Nebraska, 37-14 in the BCS National Championship. Game at the Rose Bowl. Co MVP. Who was the damn coach? It was Jim. Was it Jimmy Johnson in 2001? Yeah, I believe so. Michael Irvin was there, I think. Pretty sure. No? Oh, coached by Larry Coker. Okay, well, shit. Did Jimmy Johnson not win a championship there? I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong before. Y'all probably heard me wrong before. Shout out to 11 peeps in the building, man. We are 337 deep, sitting in this position for all this time. Oh, I don't know why I'm not sitting back. Let's do that. Yes. Why didn't I do this 2 hours ago? Oh, that feels so much better. All right, 2x2. Good protection. Nice throw, back shoulder. And there's a flag on the play. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let's see. I don't know about the throw. Oh, face mask. Well, yeah, that's a foul. Nice little back shoulder throw. Receiver kind of got kind of got his neck ripped off, but the pass was just a little bit out of bounds in my opinion. Carson Bech could have put that ball in a better spot. You know, it was low where only the receiver could have got it, but I think you got to get that ball in a better catchable spot. Little screen and it gets 3. Clock ticking at 1:45 with 36 seconds left on the play clock. Yeah, 2x2, single backfield, all day to throw, and he panics a little early. He should have just threw the ball, throws it high, caught, but he might have been out of bounds. Okay. Oh, damn. He was not out of bounds. Great catch. Great catch. Mendoza is the future of what? Oh my God, that's a catch. Oh, that's a grab. Oh my God. Oh, and he's out of bounds. He's out of bounds, but that you should just give it to him. The toe touched first. I don't know if that counts, but I guess they're saying incomplete. The toe hit first. I don't know if you call him down right there where the toe touches. Um, but damn. The future of the Raiders? Raiders future quarterback? I mean, we'll see, my guy. We'll see, I ain't opposed to it. I ain't against it like I was Shador Sanders, right? I'm not saying it's untouchable. It can't be done. We ain't gonna do it like JD5, Jaden Daniels, right? It's not those situations. It's not like the guy I wanted Drake May, or the guy I wanted Jackson Dart. It's not like any of those guys or the later guys that I wanted. Right? It's not like so we'll see, man. We'll see. Not gonna hate on it if it happens. If they believe that's the guy, they believe that's the guy. But I believe the future quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders is in next year's draft. What do y'all think? 11 people in here. The people that watch this live, comment in the comment section if you watch it and you make it this far in the live. What do you think? Should the Raiders take Mendoza at number one? Or should they wait next year when they have a whole smorgasbord of quarterbacks to pick from? You think Cosby will stick around for the rebuild? I really didn't believe it until some of the reports I came out about the team. Miami on the 36-yard line, 1st and 10, all day. Lob way too high, doesn't have a chance. So, you know, um, I love Max Crosby. I think for what he's done, if he wants to be here, he deserves that right to be here. And if he doesn't want to be here, hasta la vista, bon voyage, best wishes. Wish you all the greatest success. But I hope we get a bag in return, right? So that's how I feel about the Crosby situation. I feel like this team could be better in the future without him. And if we're building for the future, could we be better in the future with Max Crosby or using the capital? Y'all answer that question, right? I already know my opinion, but give me y'all's. All right, ball on the 36, drops back to pass, looks left. The check down's not there. He's going to roll out, and then he just tries to throw it out of bounds, and it's almost intercepted by the linebacker Perkins. Great coverage by the LB on the tracks, on the train tracks, on the hashes. Oh, pass across the middle, caught, first down on 3rd and 10, and it is 1st and 10 with 54 seconds left. They are in field goal range with 2 timeouts. Old Miss has 3 timeouts. They're going to a hurry up offense. 50, 48, 47, 46, 45, 43. They're letting way too much time run off the clock. 40, 41. Handoff up the middle. And Beck bounces off the running back who bounces off the offensive line. And that was an ugly play. And if I'm a head coach or offensive coordinator, I'm absolutely pissed that play took 15 seconds to run a quarterback sneak to bounce off your running back who bounces off your offensive lineman in front of you. That is just ugly, ugly, ugly execution. And I hope for Miami's sake and not but I don't hope for Ole Miss's sake that they never run that play again and they do better as a coaching staff. That is not on the players. I know they're maybe trying to pick up yards, but come on, with the time you got with 2 timeouts, you shouldn't be trying to pick up a yard or two or hoping a damn draw play or a fake draw play quarterback sneak is going to work in that situation. Just a bad execution, bad call, in my opinion. I think they should trade. Let's not go that far. Let's not go that far. Max has done nothing for y'all to want to trade him, right? Okay, maybe a couple things, but He's done more for y'all want to keep him. Quick pass, pump fake, looks, pass, caught at the 8-yard line. And this could be a first down. It could be short, depending on where the spot is. There is 31 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts. Miami and Carson Bech, even though some of those throws were a little shady, um, he he finds the open man. He finds the open man. And the open man catches it this time, which they haven't been doing as of late. Oh, trade the pick? Yeah. You got it, but that's the thing too though. You can't just be like trade the pick, right? We've talked about this. If the Philadelphia Eagles are, say the Rams or the Seattle Seahawks call and say, we'll give you this year's first round pick and next year's first round pick, you're hanging up the phone, right? Because I don't want to pick if this team's going to be in the Super Bowl. That's going to be 32nd or 31st in the NFL. That's not there. So it's got to be with a team that at least has a top 10 pick this year, and you're hoping to God that that team has a top 10 pick next year, or some team might already have a top 10 pick from another team, right? That could always work too. And that, all right, ball on the 8-yard line, handoff up the middle, and he's gonna drag people for 5. Picks up 5, and Mr. Cristobal has his Miami Hurricanes a touchdown away with 23 seconds left, barring Carson Bech. I don't want to say this and jinx him, but barring Carson Bech, does not Carson Bech and throw an interception in this situation. Do not force it, right? Go through your progressions. The offensive line is held up. They've given him all day to throw. Take your time, go through your progress, and 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 put it in the end zone, right? That's what you gotta do in this situation. And I guarantee you, Carson Bech, the most underrated football player, quarterback in college football that's entering the draft this year. Draft stock is gonna go up. It's rising just a little bit. It's rising just a little. Rising just a little. Damn, a lot of people left. Was y'all in here waiting to say, how about that Carson Bech? Or what? Y'all just dipping? One timeout, 24 seconds, second and goal. They don't have to throw it here. They can run it. They can roll out. They got trips to the top. Ball's in the middle of the field. He looks left, stares down the receiver, and he's going to run it for a touchdown. And that is a Carson Bech walk-off touchdown. Great decision, great speed, great legs. Touchdown, Miami. Wow. 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 Carson Bech, 3-yard rushing touchdown. A little bit farther than that because he was in the gun. He only gets credit for the 3. But what a decision. What a decision. Great pocket awareness. He felt the pocket collapsing. Right? He stared down his first progression, looked at the check down. It wasn't there. And by then there was pressure. So he bounced around, took off running, and the rest is history. And history might be Carson Bech in the national championship with the Miami Hurricanes. Hell of a drive. Hell of a drive. Good patience. Not all running like I thought it was going to be. They ended up running it in for the touchdown. But that's a damn good drive by Carson Bech. And come on, man. Carson Bech fan, Miami fan or not, this man's name needs some respect on it. And he needs to be in the conversation. Needs to be in the convo. That's a hell of a drive. Yes, he's got a hell of a coach. Yes, the U. That's special, man. That's special. With all on the line. 2 timeouts. Little bit of clock. Team just gives up a big drive and a touchdown to put you down by 3 in the semifinals of the CFP Fiesta Bowl. And Carson Bech comes up big. Very, very big. But there's still 18 seconds. There's still one timeout for Ole Miss. Let's not count it out. Let's not say it's over. But damn. The big mama is starting to sing. Warming up the pipes. Warming up the vocal pipes. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody that rocked with me, that stayed in here this long, rocking with your guy. All right, 25-yard line. Ole Miss Miracle. Chambliss pass. Great throw and catch, and they are down to the 50 with 13 seconds. Holy shit. This ain't over. This is not over. One timeout. 13 seconds. If you run another play like that, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be a lot to ask. A lot to ask. Ball at the 45, I think, or 47. But that play right there was a pretty big game, right? Pretty big game. Under pressure, steps up, throws, caught again. Down to the 35. They got to use the timeout. There's 5 seconds, and this will come down to one play. One play. All out. Prevent defense. Put everybody you can in the end zone and just make sure they don't catch it. It's 31-27. It's a 4-point game. They cannot tie. All they could do is score a touchdown. So look for a short catch and a pitch. Look for some kind of trickery. Carson Bech over there on his knees, not even going to watch, praying, crying. Was he crying? Is he crying? There's no crying in football. There's no crying in football. You got just one play. That's it. That's all you got. 6 seconds. They put another second back on the clock. There is 6 seconds. So there is a possibility at the 35-yard line. I don't know if you want to take that chance. But you could possibly get a quick 5-yard out. Maybe not much more than that. That puts you at a 25-yard, throw instead of a 35-yard throw. But either way, it's going to have to be something underneath. It's going to have to be pitched back, right? They're going to have to give the old pitch and go. Going to have to make sure it's behind the player and see if they can get it down like that. Or possibly, if you can get a nice, slant on the corner route. Maybe. Just maybe. Nothing like college football on a Thursday night with the people in the building. Watching one hell of the CFP semifinals. The Verbo Fiesta Bowl. All right, this is it. Trips to the top. Got 3-by-2. Empty backfield. Chambliss throws deep into the end zone. Oh, he had a chance with one hand to catch it. And it is incomplete. And that will be the game. No flags. I don't see any flags. And the Miami Hurricanes at 13-2 have now gone 26-2 against top 25 teams. And this man, Mr. Cristobal, needs to be recognized. Y'all better recognize. Not only does he need to be recognized, but y'all got to start giving more credit to Carson Bech in the NFL draft. This man needs to be a name talked about on ESPN, a name talked about on other channels than just mine. Because Carson Bech, that's a hell of a game, man. That's a hell of a game. So, with that, peace out. I will see y'all tomorrow. If we have any breaking news, you know where I'll be, man. If we don't have any breaking news, you probably don't know where I'll be. Um, Olivia, girls, love friend, baby said talk. Nice. Appreciate it. See you tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great night. Great sleep, great rest. Love y'all. Peace out. Take care of your mind, your body, your family, your friends, and always have your people's back. Raiders. Peace.